Hello, hello, good night. Thank you all for joining. I'm your host, You Choose, and this is my co-host, Inca. And welcome to underscore her story, underscore his story. Uh, Here we go. I always get caught at this point. But let's all be sure to be respectful on this platform. The last thing we want is for your account to get negatively affected by anything you say here. We might not always agree, but we can always respectfully disagree. Our main goal is to engage in adult, fun, interesting conversations. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, and let's talk about it.
I don't got a drink, so I'm not responsible for my responses.
Well, I do.
Whether you do or you don't, I don't know. Do you be
It's still the same ish, right? Oh, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, tonight's topic, catching the rebound. You know, what is a sufficient amount of time? Should there be a sufficient amount of time after you break up and start dating again? Especially if you're coming out of a long relationship. Should there be some type of time, or once that relationship is over, you should be able to jump back in right after, once one relationship is done? You're free to do what you want. How do we feel about this? Because the way I feel, since I'm setting it off, if I'm in a relationship for 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, and today we break up, tomorrow I could be in somebody else's bed. Nobody can't tell me ish. Can't tell. I don't need.
So we talking from one relationship to the other, or one relationship to wilding out? What we talking about? We need time.
We talking about
relationship.
We talking about the behaviors after a relationship is done.
Okay.
The moving on part. Some people are like, all right. So the reason why I'm even having this topic or something like that, I was having a conversation a couple weeks ago, and one of my friends.
You be having a lot of in-depth conversations.
I do have a lot of in-depth conversations. People like to talk to me.
Who you talking to? One of the goons?
People, no, this is actually a female I was talking to.
Goons can be females too, so I don't appreciate that sexual assumption you just made.
Yeah, but so she was like feeling away because she's still cool with her ex-family. They just recently broke up. They've been in a long relationship, I think 3 or 5 years. I don't know how long. But they just recently broke up. So she's still cool with her ex-family. They had a little 4th of July barbecue or whatever the case may be. And the ex, she comes because she's cool with the family. But the person who she used to date, he brings a new chick. Now, they just broke up maybe about a week ago or something like that. It wasn't long. But they just broke up. He's at the family barbecue with a new chick. She feels a way, and some of his family was feeling a way that he bought a new chick. You know what I'm saying? When their relationship just ended, they felt like he should have waited a little while before he started bringing a new chick around. Okay. My thing is, why the hell he have to wait for anything? They're going separate directions. He's going this way now. She's going this way now. From they split. Do your own thing, bro.
Right. Okay.
Do what you want to do.
Okay. But is she the one that, does she feel away because she embarrassed? Or she feel away because she think he shouldn't move on that fast?
I think she feels away.
If he were privately enjoying the fruits of another, would she even know or care? Or is it more like, oh, in front of your family, now I kind of look stupid?
Well, so I asked her some of these things, and she basically feel like, all right, if you moved on, but why are you bringing them around the family? It's too soon. It's too soon.
I think it's too late for her.
And that's my point.
For the family.
what I said was this. I was like, so should he have to wait around for you to feel okay for him to bring
Right.
somebody around his
Or for
family?
his family to feel
Like,
comfortable. You know what? I think too many factors get into it because think about it this way. He may have been emotionally detached for her
for a
longer
while.
than the relationship ended. So there's a couple of factors. I don't think there's anything wrong with your family maybe still cutting the cord so it doesn't happen instantaneous. I get that. However, I feel like when it comes to things like barbecues or whatever, the person who's in the family gets priority, and maybe there should be some consideration as far as like, yo, I know you and so broke up. We don't know if it's a temporary little breakup or if y'all permanently done, but we invited her to the barbecue, blah, blah, blah. If he knew that and intentionally brought old girl, that's a little weird and shady. But if he's actually moved on and ain't really checking for her like that, or, you know, we don't know the private conversations they had post breakup or what the reason for the breakup is, like all those things play a factor in my opinion. But I do feel like once you are not with someone, you don't get to determine how they heal, if they need to heal, and your timing probably ain't gonna be their timing. So if you not sure you're gonna be comfortable being around him or seeing him or whatever, then maybe you shouldn't take every invite to every barbecue. You know what I mean? And sit your ass with your family. Why your family ain't grilling? You know what I mean? You should have had your own little barbecue and had your peoples over, because you know you're putting yourself in a situation to kind of be uncomfortable whether or not he showed up with another girl. Even if he came by himself, she probably would still felt some type of way, because it almost seems like there's an anticipation of, well, he gonna see me, I'm wearing this outfit, my hair was popping, my makeup all done, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what her expectation was going. You know what I mean? But listen, when it's over, it's over.
Fire
There's
says,
only one ex in my life I ever went back to. Everybody else, I was like,
Fire says, go back to what I said. Depends on how emotionally attached you are to the person. What do you mean by that, Fire?
right.
What do you mean by what depends on how emotionally attached? Because, I mean, shit.
How
I mean,
they
I could have
move
been,
on and how you move on.
I
You know
could
what
have
I'm
been
saying?
engaged. You know what I'm saying? Would that have mattered? No, I could have been a
Right.
marriage. Would that have mattered? But the next
Right.
day, the next minute from you and that person is over. You could do what you want. Like, you are not in that relationship no more. You don't have to have any type of like, you don't have anything to do with what she does. You don't have
A
any
say.
responsibilities
Yep.
or anything to have to show a respect to how she feels. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's dealing with you and how you feel and how you want to move, what you
How
want to do.
you move. Yeah, how you move is one thing. You can't determine how the other person moves. You might be in your feelings, but you don't really have any rights to, oh damn, I just broke up with you and you already with another chick. He could have met her yesterday and that could be his soulmate. Why do you care? I feel like once I'm not with you no more, I wish you all the best. I may not feel that immediately or be able to express that as soon as it happened, and that's where I think Fire is going with that, you know, depending on how emotionally invested I wasn't with you. But there are relationships that you could have had a year that carry more weight than a 5-year relationship you were in that had dead air for half the relationship. And so I don't think time puts a factor too much, but I do feel like your own emotional involvement. That being said, you could have been on your way to the altar and he would have been on his way to the altar, and y'all still don't have that same level of commitment for each other, that same regard for the relationship, and y'all both experiencing the same thing, the same time frame and events, but you don't know that you're having the same emotional connection, the same deep feelings and so forth. So I don't think you could determine how someone else is supposed to act. You just know if you're going to be in your feelings depending
It's
on it.
funny you said that.
Yeah.
It's funny you said they could have met the next day, because I gave her a scenario. I said, what if it was somebody he just met? And you know what I'm saying? You and him is over. He feeling whatever it is. So he hanging out with her. She goes, nah, still too early to meet the family. I was like,
who makes that determination? That ain't your family.
like, who makes that determination? Like, and then, so I had this conversation with other people as well. And I don't want to say females, but other females feel the same way. Like,
I feel like the only time I should have any say in how fast introductions are made is if our joint children are involved. That's the only time. Because I do feel like it's one of those things where, let me know you're going to have this child around someone. I think it's a respect thing. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't care who you have around Aunt Tilda. Like, I'm going to see her when I see her, and we're going to be cool. I don't have no problem with her. And depending on what the breakup is about, they might not want to see me. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't think that, I feel though, and even though, I've said all that, I think people have their right, freedom of will to do whatever. I do feel that people, and you could take this as his stories, because that's kind of what I mean. They don't take enough time after things go left to work on self before kind of distracting themselves by other people a lot of times, whether it's now you hang with your fellas every weekend and in the club and doing whatever, or you find some chick that you don't really want to take seriously, but just filling the time and entertaining you in the moment. I don't think men take enough time after things go left to reflect. And I think it's a lot of times because there's no acceptance of ownership to their contribution to things going left.
I think we just feel like, yo, we ain't wrong, so we can move on now.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. That is exactly it. I mean,
no, but I mean, on a serious tip, you know what it is, man? I think for us, once we feel like, oh, word, it's done, then we dead ass be on some then all my obligations and all my responsibilities to this situation is done.
It's almost like a newfound freedom.
I can move how I want to move, right, and nobody can't tell me nothing, especially you. You can't tell me nothing, Right. So with that, it's not that we don't take the time to reflect on ourselves. We reflected, and then we moved on. We're not holding on to it. I think women, her story is kind of like she holds on to the whole everything and how did they get to that point.
It's not so much, I don't think we hold on more. I think we mourn the loss of the relationship. Whereas I don't think guys mourn it. Like, they don't put it to rest. They don't put, tie a bow on it and are over it. I think women sometimes mourn. Sometimes it's the potential of the relationship. Because I've seen women, be real down and depressed about a bum-ass relationship. But just the mourning process of, oh, I thought this was going here and it did not go there, and here we are on the other side of it, and, put it to rest. So I do think a lot of times women are able to get into another relationship in a little bit more of a healthy place. I've seen it very often. Guys go from one relationship, jump into some weird toxic shit.
So basically, you're saying women catch better rebounds than men. That's what you're trying to say?
I think the numbers are in our favor once we do a little bit of that mourning and self-healing. I do.
I hear you. I'm going to disagree with that totally.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Why would you not? Why would you not disagree?
I'm just saying. Because I've seen witness, And what I think is this. I think when it comes to grabbing rebounds, I think men tend to grab their rebounds more faster than women because of the way the nature of men and women work. You know.
I think that's society. I don't think they got anything to do
Nah, it
with
ain't
nature.
society, man. It's natural.
It's society.
Women,
It's not the nature. It's not that men don't hurt from a breakup. It's that
women are way more emotional
if
than
they
men.
show their hurt in front of their boys, they're gonna get clowned.
Are you crazy? I know niggas that don't cry in front of their homies.
Listen, your homeboy is never coming over to your house with no gallon of ice cream talking about let's watch a Lifetime.
Nah, we gonna come with a gallon of Henny and some weed.
And some singles and end up in a club. There's no healing.
Maybe end up in a club, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, call over my homegirl and her homegirl. I'm just saying. But still, we ain't gonna have ice cream, we gonna have Henny. You know what I'm saying? We gotta turn it up.
Ice cream do not does not equate, and the situation you get yourself into with ice cream versus Hennessy.
DJ said not only men, women too. Some people just don't want to be alone. I mean, yeah, true that. Like, I think it's in people's natural instinct, you know, the way God made it is for us to want companionship. So I don't think there's anybody who truly wants to just be left alone, you know. I mean, not nobody like normal, I'm saying, you know. I feel like, yeah, I feel like wanting to be alone is kind of like, you know, kind of a weird thing. Now, granted, at times, solitude is like a good thing. You know what I'm saying? At times, solitude is healthy. You know, but to say, oh, I don't want nobody, I don't need nobody, I'll do it all by myself, I'm gonna live by myself.
That sounds like a he story.
Nah, that sounds more like a she story.
After a breakup.
That sounds like the new her story. That I'm independent. I don't need a man for nothing. Y'all in the club dancing on each other. Like, y'all came to the club, dance on a dude. What are y'all doing? Nah, it's girls. I gotta get into my girls. I'm here with my girls.
We didn't come there for the guys. See, part of the healing.
Yeah, that's part of. See, but you're not really healing. You're avoiding. You know what I'm saying? You gotta throw yourself in the fire.
Okay, that's how you get burnt.
Trini said, you normal to me, baby. I'll be a rebound and slam dunk. Oh, shit. What's going on? What's going on?
She said she's not normal.
Oh, because she ain't normal. Okay. I hear you. We got shots being thrown up in the chat. That's what's up. No, but,
why don't you feel, wait, I want her to elaborate on why she don't feel normal.
Because she basically saying she want to be alone. Yeah, I guess that's why.
That's your interpretation. I like to hear what she got to say about.
I know, but I'm gonna interpret until she answers. You know, until she says something different.
Listen, Trini, speak up. We want to hear.
We want to hear what you got to say. We want to hear what all y'all got to say about catching that rebound. Do you feel, dudes? Come on, let's tell his story. Do we feel that we need time after a relationship, whether it was a long relationship or a short relationship? Do we feel that we need time once the relationship is officially done? Should we wait and think about it and be like, what could I have done better to make this relationship better?
Okay, so how do you prevent yourself, if you take ownership, which we know sometimes y'all don't, how do you prevent a repeat of what steered this relationship wrong if it's not 100% on the other person?
Look, listen, I'm gonna be honest. There's no way to predict these things. There's no way to say you can't get a repeat. You can do all of the steps to avoid a repeat and run right into the same thing that you wanted to run from. I think when you're doing it, I say if you feel certain type of similarities, go left. Turn it left. Hold on, wait. Somebody's trying to join. Let me see what Fire got to say about this.
But you saying that, oh, you can't predict it. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah.
If you find the last 4 relationships you were in
ended the same,
left, because the one of the common, besides yourself being a common denominator, one of the contributing factors is,
my behavior.
Listen to people, or you have anger issues or whatever
Right.
they say if that's not the first time you're hearing it in a relationship,
Right.
that's something that you're contributing to the demise of the relationship. So
Other
why
relationship.
don't you reflect? Like you said, a lot of his stories feel like I ain't do nothing wrong. She bugging. All women think that I'm, you know, I don't pay attention, or I'm this, or I'm that, and they're
It's just
crazy.
who I am.
Right, and they're crazy. It's not
Right.
me that needs to work on nothing. And I believe a lot of men take that tone and that
Well, in that sense, I'll say this: if you feel like you're repeating, and you feel like oh, those same things about yourself are the things that's causing the breakup, that just means you ain't found the person that's for you yet. Keep looking, don't change. Be
you
you,
don't
son.
keep looking for
Go
somebody
ahead,
who
fire.
eat shit.
It can be how should I say, emotional also, because if the relationship was not that great to begin with in the first place and it was very toxic, then yes, I agree, you should take a break. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta sage out, get all that get all that bad juju out the system, get all the mental, the home, all that.
The vagina.
Thank you. You know, a sage bath, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So not only is it emotionally, it's also mentally, also, because if you mentally detached from that person and the other one isn't, the other person is not going to jump in a relationship as fast as the one that's not emotionally attached to the person. Like, for instance, I was in a relationship, I was totally emotionally detached. As soon as that homeboy hit the door, freeze, on to the next one. For real, that's how I was. Because I was like, he had no factor in anything at all. He had no weight.
So wait. So I get what you're saying, but so this comes back to the same thing with men. I was saying, do you own any responsibility in that going left? And is there any lesson you could like self-reflect on from that? Because and it's not a critique, but here's the thing. If you weren't emotionally attached for some time, why did the relationship continue to progress? Why wasn't there a full stop? Like, you know what? I'm detached, or I feel like I am getting detached. Let me either reset this, set it back on the right course, or let me kick rocks. Or, you know what I'm saying? So why continue on when you're detached and not self-reflect on that after? You get what I'm saying? Like,
at one point, I tried to work on it. And when I realized it wasn't working, I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. At least I tried to give it a chance first before,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Once I deaded the whole thing, like, dude was a narcissist. Dude was in shock that I actually said, I don't want to be with you no more. So,
how long it took you to realize he was a narcissist, though?
It took me a little bit, because at first the warning signs wasn't there at first, and then
he was hypnotized. That's what it was. He was.
And gradually, as time went, I'm like, hold up. I'm like, okay, all right, this how we do. Okay, I ain't with it no more. So at that point, I was dipping out, and I was hanging out.
Like you said, right? The question you asked was why you took so long or whatever to reflect on all this, right?
But like I said,
what it is that sometimes you do want to be like, yo, let me give it a real shot before I quit.
Right.
Let me see if it's all me. So by the time his stories be done and be like, all right, boom, we moving on. We already established all of the things that we could have done. We already established all of the faults that we're going to take on ourselves. So when we're catching our next rebound, you know what I'm saying? We're not bringing those same type of behaviors. It's going to be all type of new faults. And all
I'm glad.
You see, I owned up to my
glad.
behaviors. So you see, now there's a difference. I owned up to my behaviors. You understand what I'm saying? And the other person was in denial. And what made it even worse was he never had a woman tell him no. And I guess, I don't know, I don't want to use the common phrase, I was strong for him, but I stood my ground, and I was like, no, I don't. So to him, he got thrown back and is in shock and was like, wow, and then went into a whole depressed mode. I ain't got time for that. You want to be depressed? You want to go jump off a hill? You can go about your way and go jump. Like,
so let me ask you, did he give you any criticism or voice any
opinion
that he had regarding you, your behavior, your contribution to the relationship, things like that, or your contribution to the relationship not working on his part as well?
Yes, he did, but
wait. Have you heard any of the things that he said to you in
Repeated.
past relationships that didn't work?
No.
Okay. So you see what you were saying too as well. Your perception of like you telling him, "Oh, this is what you did and how you made me feel," and you're a narcissist.
First of all, I don't like how you imitate her voice. Listen.
It's all good. That's really your perception of him. He does not have to accept your perception of him. What you're saying about him, and if he's hold on.
Perception and when the person they're a narcissist. There's a difference.
Right, but but that's how you feel and what you were seeing. That was from your view. You felt he was a narcissist. You felt he was manipulative. You felt that because he never heard a female tell him no, and you telling him no, he didn't know how to handle it. From his side, he just felt like you was doing that because you knew these things. I'm just saying, I don't know him, but he could have felt that way, so he's not gonna accept anything you telling him because he's like, yo, no, you're just trying to be rebellious because you know who I am and you know what I'm used to. So now you want to be against what I'm used to, and that's where your fault is. So he's not going to accept anything you're telling him. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean what you're saying is not true. It's just saying he's not going to see it that way because that's your perception.
And not only that, he is set in his ways, so he's not going to see it any other way. What I'm not going to, first of all, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to change who the hell I am. If they can't, I mean, if I'm going to change, let me change on my own. Don't be making demands on me to make changes that I don't agree. You understand?
That's another good point. If someone suggests something to you, is it they're trying to change you, or is it these are things you can improve on? And do we, just as people, not specifically women, take it in an offensive way? Like, you're trying to change who I am. If I'm a person who has a bad temper, bitch, that's how you met me. You know, that kind of way where it's like, I'm not trying to
it wasn't
better. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you for your situation. I'm just saying in general. Because the first thing you did, let me tell you, and don't laugh, she was like, what I'm not going to do is change. You absolutely
I heard
did
that.
all of
I heard it too.
No, well, okay.
But wait. If the things he's saying are things that could be to your benefit, that could help contribute to how you go into the next situation, do you take it in, or do you say, nigga, you just mad that I'm not with you no more?
Well, Val KC said it depends on the tone and the delivery on how they give you these changes or what they feel like it is that you can do for the better of themselves. And I agree. It does depend on the tone. But some people like me, my tone always sounds messed up. So, you know, you want to take my...
Ding, ding, where's the bell? That is true. That is true.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, we had to pause that.
Listen, but honestly, I'll say this: I'm a Leo, and sometimes the way I deliver it, I feel like it depends sometimes on your own characteristic traits. Can perceive it in a different way than I intended. So you can ask any of my friends. I'm like, hey, if I'm saying something and it's coming off to you a certain way, I'm definitely a person who can take that in and try to clarify it so that it's not something you're offended by. I'm just pretty straightforward. I don't know if y'all could tell. And
hold on. Do we have a bell for that? since we ringing bells?
Since we ringing bells, right? But I feel like it's one of those things where, yeah, that's something that someone could tell me and be like, ooh, you know what, sometimes the way you deliver it, it feels this kind of way, and I could be more conscious of it. But I also know me. And so those are things sometimes that you can't change. You just hope that people can
understand
appreciate your intention and don't take it offensively and can have open dialogue
So that
so that it's not, taken.
And give me that feedback. Yo, damn, my nigga, what's yo, son? Yo, give me that feedback.
That comes back in part of how long it takes before you go in another relationship, because if a person is coming at you like that, you might meet somebody outside that you cool with that accepts you with those things. And
wait. How long did it take you?
Yeah, how long did it take you?
Huh?
To catch that next rebound?
Was there overlap or a gap?
Nah, I had him on the back burner until I dished the next one. I brought him up front.
Hence why the healing time.
I'm like, bid your time. Hold on. Nah. No, but it's not that.
A lot of that be going on. A lot of overlapping on both sides, not just her stories, even though it's mostly her stories that do it. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of overlapping.
It was more like we were cool with each other because the other person knew I was already in a relationship, and he was not
can I pause you right
the
there
way of that.
Can I pause you on that right there? As a female, that doesn't matter. You can tell a dude you're in a relationship, niggas is not gonna care if they feel there's gonna be an opportunity for them to get some bun.
That's called sneaking in the back.
On the other hand, when it's a dude telling a chick he has a female, it's a little different because females have a hard time with being number two. Even the ones that accept number two try to be like, yo, I'm really his number one and she's number two. Like, in their mind. Like, females do have a hard time accepting being number two. So it's harder for dudes to say, yo, oh, nah, yo, you gotta wait till me and my girl is done. Or, oh, me and my girl is not in good terms right now, so give me a second and, you know what I'm saying, let me just see where this go. Females, y'all can be like, yo, this nigga's getting on my nerves, yo. What you doing tonight? They're gonna be like, oh, that nigga get on your nerves? His balls. I'm at the crib. You know, or we on the side, you know what I'm saying? We at the telly.
I think, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I understand I don't want to say the sneak in the back door guy, because it's like, oh, I already see you're in a bad situation.
But this is somebody
let me quote unquote comfort you, in your time of
lie on my shoulder.
Right.
Yo, come on here. I got you.
Hello.
Lay your head on my shoulder.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about him right now. Don't think about him right now. I'm here. I got you.
Oh, baby girl, you
deserve
how your day was.
You deserve so much more than what he
did,
baby girl.
Yeah.
So, and I don't agree that women have a problem being number two. I think women have a problem staying number two, because they get in as number two real easy. It is the healthy, well, sometimes unhealthy competition that women have amongst each other, that if she never saw what your girlfriend looked like or your wife looked like, never saw any of that, it would still be, wait, I'm calling you and it's Valentine's Day and all my friends are not thinking, hey, I knew what I was doing when I got into this weird situation. They're not thinking about that. Over time, I think it starts to chip away at a woman's ego and her self-esteem to a certain level, and they can't stay number two. But I don't think women have a problem beginning.
All right, so let me ask y'all women a question, right? So when it is overlapping, is that still catching a rebound, or is that something else?
It's boomeranging. No, you stop.
So, okay, that's a good question. What would your definition of a rebound be?
Of a rebound, right, exactly. If it's overlapping, and then, all right, this relationship is done, so now I jumped into this, but that's an overlapping. You know what I'm saying? Because the situation that I was talking about was an overlapping situation. This person wasn't a new person. This was somebody who he's been off and on with for years from before. Like, and now they're trying to get serious after his last relationship is done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I know. But it's
also comfortable, how comfortable they are with that person. Because if it's somebody that they already know, they know this person knows them, they're comfortable with them, then yeah, that will more than likely, I'm not saying all the time.
I think it lulls the person who's in the situation into a false sense of comfort sometimes. Because there's a couple of things that could come with that. One, why is it that now I'm appealing once I'm in something with the overlap? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure there could have been a time where that wasn't a situation. How come now? You know what I mean? But
yeah,
there's also when you don't have to take on the 100% role of someone's significant other, it's real easy to just, what was that, the 80-20 rule? It's real easy to be an amazing 20 when someone else is a horrible 80.
It's like putting a few drops of salad dressing without
but does that make sense to you? Like, it's real easy to seem like the perfect guy when you got a horrible guy, but he's doing all the relationship stuff that I don't have to worry about.
But first of all, most guys are perfect. Let's just get that out in the open. Most guys are perfect. Let's get that out. So our 20% is always going to look.
What's in that drink that you're drinking?
Yeah.
Crack. It's
crack.
Yeah.
It's always gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, the 80% that you feel that this guy that you've been with is because the dust is settled. So that's the only reason why that 80% looks like trash and the other 20% doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean that the grass is really greener on the other side of the fence.
Exactly.
Well, but I'm still in all.
But remember, you're setting once there's an overlap, I think you're setting yourself up for a certain level of disappointment, because if this person calls you every other day, does your expectation change once you're no longer in that other situation? Now, are you going to expect more from the person than what they were giving you? Probably not. Because unless while you were in your relationship, he was calling you every night, hitting you with the good morning beautifuls every morning, you don't have that expectation from him. Even when you become available, it's not like, oh, he always used to call me all the time or text me all the time and now he doesn't. No, you've already kind of been conditioned, programmed, and whatever term you want to use to accept less than.
Bamboozled.
Had you not necessarily bamboozled, but you can't have an expectation for something from someone who's never given that to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a man, right, and the outside man or the overlap man, whatever you want to call him, hasn't been attentive. He don't send you Christmas stuff. He don't send you birthday stuff or whatever. Anytime you receive anything more than what you've gotten from him in the past, it's almost like, oh my God, look what he did. Whereas maybe those are standard things that a boyfriend or a significant other would have been doing anyway. But because of the way it started or because of the overlap, you don't have the expectations to get from him things that you may have expected from somebody else.
Right.
So I don't know. Sometimes you end up on
so then the overlapping, we're not going to look at the overlap as a real rebound, because overlapping is kind of more of a layup than a rebound. You already got it.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that.
Okay, so rebounds is something when you're completely out of a situation. Now you're jumping in a new situation with somebody that you probably you knew before or something like that. Even if
what
you didn't know them.
What are the intentions with a rebound? Because what's the difference between a rebound
and your next relationship?
Can rebounds turn into the next relationship? Or is there an intention when you go after a rebound? Or is that a distraction? I think rebounds are distractions.
I want to say rebounds can turn into real relationships. I want to say that.
Unintentionally.
I want to say that and believe that. Have I witnessed it? Not just with me, but with other people. I have not witnessed the rebound turn into something long term and stay.
Because it's more like lust. It's more
physical. It's a distraction.
Because
it's a distraction from whatever it is you was just dealing with, whoever it was. A lot of times it's so much the opposite. It's either one or two things. Either your rebound is the complete opposite or exactly like. I've never seen where it's like, oh, this person is so different, but not so much. It's always like extreme. Either it's like, damn, that's that nigga twin, as far as not necessarily characteristics as physical, but like behavior, things like that. Or you went from the bad guy to now you want to date a lawyer and he pays all his taxes and he don't got no baby mamas. So you don't want to deal with any of the stuff you were dealing with the other person. Or
but then now you're bored and you miss me. No.
Or you date the lawyer and then you go to somebody don't got no job. He's, you know, selling drugs or whatever. I've seen that so much when it comes to the rebound, especially.
Right. The rebounds are usually a polar opposite of the person that they was just in a long-term relationship with. That's usually the case when it comes to rebounds. I feel that rebounds is healthy, though. I feel rebounds is a healthy way to get over whatever it is that you was going through, because
Are you implying that the term the best way to get over an ex is get to under an ex?
I mean, hey, under an ex is the best way to get over an ex, you know? I say, once this shit out, shit something else in, D. You know?
Like, or go from the leash and letting it run amok, like until it's back on the leash again.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Val Casey has some valid points. Val Casey says, possible for a rebound to turn to a relationship, yes, but how does that work? I haven't seen it. You know, but the purpose was to be stress-free, you know? And then when the stress comes, that relationship is done, and you're on the next rebound. So it still ended up a rebound relationship. And no attachment or feeling should be involved. I mean, it's hard to say that because you might meet an awesome rebound. Like,
that's why I was gonna say the rebound doesn't necessarily have to be like the booty call or the.
Word. I had some awesome rebounds in my lifetime. You know, like, shoot, you could have kept them, but there was, you know, I was in rebound mode, and rebound mode. For me, rebound mode is me healing, me getting to know myself better, me, you know what I'm saying, seeing what I would handle and what I couldn't handle, experimentation on myself. That's my rebound mode. You know what I'm saying? And
I feel like rebounds, though, seem to kind of indicate a level of seriousness. So I don't know that I necessarily had a rebound after any breakup. I feel like I just dated for a little bit before I could say, okay, well, I feel good, I could get into something else. So I guess it depends on what your intentions are to determine whether or not the person's a rebound, or if it's just somebody you being distracted by, or a couple people you being distracted by.
Well,
like, you have two rebounds.
Mm-hmm. You see how you said you were dating and nothing was really serious until you felt like, all right, now I could get something serious? A rebound is more like, yo, all right, boom, I'm out of that, but now I could jump into this.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
so
it could get serious. It might be serious. It might not be serious. We don't know what that is yet, but we're not saying it's not. We're not saying we can't get there either.
It might be more serious on the other person's.
It might be more serious on the other.
Just have to be clear.
You know, and you don't want to break more hearts, so you're like, yo, let me just continue the situation and try to keep it light.
ID channel. That's how people end up on the ID channel.
You said how people? I don't even watch that channel. Hold on, what's going on?
I love that channel.
Oh, for real, you need to get up on that. But for real, people, basically, I'm not going to say all rebounds, but there are some rebounds where intentions were not clear, and the other person misread it.
I think that's intentional. I think people intentionally don't want to send clear signals because
not on rebounds. I think you see, you know, and I realize why they call it a rebound. What you do with a rebound? You catch it, you either shoot it back or pass it out. You know what I'm saying? No one really keeps the rebound for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hold on to a rebound. A rebound is really something you catch and let go. You know, and I feel that's why they call it rebounds after like serious relationships. Because even if your rebound lasted for 2 years, you still let it go. Like you know, and that's
not
the whole
anything
point.
that you have intentions of longevity. That's what I feel.
Right. And even if you was like, you was like, yo, damn, I didn't have intention, but damn, it looked like you could get there. Let me try. You know? Because a lot of times, like I said, none of us really want to be alone. And it's like Val KC said, rebound could turn into a real relationship. So you don't want to just dismiss it, because then that will be showing toxicity from your last relationship. Like, oh no, I've done it, all of it. I don't care. I don't, I'm gonna dismiss it. I'm not gonna treat anything seriously. When it's a possibility that it can.
The anger that you had for that last person to be passed on to the next person as well.
And that next person can know how to diffuse it. That next person,
right?
It could be hurt. It could be revenge.
The luggage. Let me call it luggage.
I have seen luggage, baggage. I have seen people go into something and rebound with somebody really nice, and they get very advantageous. You get what I'm saying? Because they feel whatever hurt is still, they're dealing with. However, it turns.
Hold on, wait. We want to know how to hide his story. I mean, no, what are we talking about here?
Talking about ID.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, what are we hollering about, right?
She said ID.
Notebook and just make it disappear. You know
what I just did?
If she don't watch some form of forensic files, ID something wrong with her, because y'all are frustrating. If we don't figure out a plan,
just give me an open field.
Y'all want to know how to hide his story? I mean, his body. Oh my God! I know that's what it is. I picked up on it.
We have to remind ourselves that we don't look good in stripes or orange.
Right.
So we have to constantly, like, that almost got away with it. I have to remember that, because in my mind, I feel like I could get away with it.
Right.
And I have to remind myself that maybe I'm not a mastermind. So you know what, Ink? Let it go.
Right. You don't need no more ideas. We don't need no more ideas. Oh my God. Instead of thinking of rebound, they're thinking of get the gun. Get the gun. Get the poison. We're going to figure this out.
Hide the body, then rebound. Tell me,
right.
I got nothing to worry about now.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'm glad I'm getting all of this out before the goons come in, because if the goons come in and they be trying to come at me,
I mean, it's all good.
They're not witnessing none of it.
Oh my goodness.
It is all good. It is really all good. No, but so let me ask you another thing, right? When it does come to rebounds, right, and it's over, right? Do you then say, I'm just going to catch the next rebound? Or do we say, all right, pause? Or do we just keep catching rebounds until we find the right one? Do we keep catching rebounds until we feel like we're ready to be with the right one? Where does it stop with rebounds?
So me personally, I feel like you can't take rebounds seriously. So even in the midst of being distracted from just quote unquote maybe not being alone or having someone kind of woo you a little bit, there's a certain level of appreciation for that kind of attention, especially right after something ends. You're feeling self-conscious, you might be feeling very self-aware, you might be feeling a little insecure or whatever, and here's someone, telling you nice things, because rebounds don't never say bad things. So
that's the point.
Yeah, exactly. So you get all these feel-good things. I think if you're not taking the rebound seriously, it still allows you time to self-reflect. It gives you a little shot of esteem. I can't even say self-esteem, because I got to come from you, but it gives you a little bit of, oh, okay, somebody's pouring some positivity into me at this moment, making me feel healthy, good,
without having to be trapped inside of a box.
Right. Like,
so that's how you feel in a relationship, trapped inside of a box?
It's not so much that. It's coming out of the relationship and not feeling completely, I don't want to say abandoned. That's not the term I need exactly, but it's like feeling like, you know, this person
left out in the cold.
Kinda, right? So it's like, here's someone kind of pouring positivity into you one way or another, however you get your little fix from it, because that's what I think you get from it, a little positive fix from it. But I think in that time, you can do your own self-healing. You can do some self-reflecting. So sometimes the rebound gonna help you get to your forever. And that's a commendable thing, you know? So...
So
we
it's like
it's
like a combination of rebound and self-reflecting in little
the same
doses. But it's
yeah.
how you take it in doses, because you can take too much rebound and then not doing yourself
and fool yourself into thinking it's a full-fledged something to get into.
Yeah.
I have definitely see the rebound get into a whole relationship.
I seen
it didn't need to be that. From being
I seen a 2-year, 3-year rebound where it was like, yo, you knew when it started it was a rebound. Why you let this turn into something, bro?
And sometimes it turns into a real selfish, well, I'm getting enough of what I need from this person. Even in the back of your mind, when you know that's not the person necessarily meant for you, or you can't see yourself going past a certain stage with them. And stages don't got nothing to do with time. People like to say, oh, I was with them for 3 years. And y'all ain't did shit. Besides catch 2 movies and eat food together sometimes and have sex. Like, what have y'all done? Y'all haven't established anything. Y'all haven't grown as a couple together to do anything either. So you had all that time. I know people who've been in a relationship for years. They never traveled outside of wherever they were, wherever they lived. They never did relationship goals, whether it's, you know, moving toward a major purchase, whether it's continuing to grow their family. It's just, we're together.
Right. It's
period.
That's what it is.
Period. And it's like, that doesn't equate relationship. It don't equate relationship goals. You can be with somebody for a year and accomplish more than you put 5 years into something else. So it's all about where you are progressively with that person. So rebounds can last a very long time, and you could be blanketing yourself with a false sense of security just in being in something that you have no business being in, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. But we still need you rebound. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't y'all keep bouncing off the backboard, yo. You heard? Yeah.
Balance. Have that healthy balance.
Yeah, no, seriously. Because especially if you're coming out of a real toxic relationship, having somebody pour these type of positivities and pour these interests in you, it can be, you know, healthy. It can help you get to the person that you know you want to be, especially the person you know you want to be in a relationship. You know, I feel that's the true purpose of the rebounds. The true purpose of the rebounds is to help you healthily understand how you want to be in a relationship. And these rebounds, you know, being a drastic change from what you just left most of the time, you know.
You can tolerate as well, because, you know what I'm saying, if you rebound and you see somebody just do something that you're like, no, I cannot, this is not something I can tolerate. I don't like, even if it's a behavior or action that you don't agree with, you can just cut that off, because then you're not going to keep yourself with it.
I have absolutely kept a rebound around that I know I had no business keeping around.
I'm sure.
Same here. I had a toxic rebound for about 2 years. But the good thing about that rebound is that rebound let me know I was ready to be married.
Right.
So,
and it teaches
you know what I'm saying?
What you don't want no parts of. And that's why a lot of times it's so opposite of whatever your long sustaining relationship was, whether it lasted or not. And I absolutely learned what I did not want. In a rebound, I kept around too long. Just for the sake, listen, pay me $100 right now. I can't even tell you what the hell.
Yeah.
The morale for it's like, it's almost like, I don't want to say out of boredom to like diminish people, but sometimes that's what it is.
Really
it's like, I don't have anything else better going on right now.
Entertainment. Or like entertainment.
Kinda, right? A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
But like,
so
I'm bored. Let me see what I can do today. Oh, come on,
Right. Like, do I deal with your stupid ass in my moments, or do I just
give me a few little laughs, and I can go about my way.
Y'all heard stories be crazy. I'm just gonna say that out loud.
Listen, you just confirmed you
did
the same
I know you ain't talking because you drink red juice right there. But you know what I am about to go and do? Rebound. I'm about to go rebound with some food. I can rebound on food.
I hear that DJ Cujo trying to get a rebound on one of y'all too. So holla at my boy.
You know what? I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was the worst thing you could have said.
Funny. Yes, they like too much company. Fact. You know what I'm saying? That's you heard Skino. You know what I'm saying?
Glad he wasn't around earlier.
I mean, but he might feel the same way I feel. Like if a relationship is done, he could do what he wants the next day. Can't nobody tell him nothing. So if he want to catch a rebound tomorrow, if he want to catch a rebound the next hour after his relationship done, my boy gonna be outside, right, catching the rebound, and it's all good.
Right. I'm not against that. I just feel like it's definitely not like he tried to say, we like company. Don't nobody love company more than y'all Negroes. So.
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
Yeah, all right.
What are we talking about right now? What do you mean? Right, it's y'all females. Y'all the females who like the company more than the dudes.
What are you talking about?
Nah, yo.
No,
that's why if y'all don't go get a rebound dude, y'all go get your homegirls. Y'all go get the ice cream.
But please, we like different kinds of company. But men and women both entertain company unnecessarily sometimes. Don't act like women haven't had a guy who takes them out to dinner and he stayed in the picture a little bit longer because, hey, what is there to do on a Saturday besides go grab some food and catch a movie with someone, as opposed to y'all who like company for the physical more so than anything else. Can we not agree on that?
I mean, in a sense, yes, and in a sense, no. In a sense, yes, in a sense, no. Because you see the company y'all get, right? Y'all get that company where it's all pulled up. Oh, we're going to take her to eat. We're going to take her to the movies, blah, blah, blah. We're going to show affection and stuff. We like, we get the bums and be like, thanks for the company, deuces.
Right.
No, y'all get the company and be like, I need you around. Stay around. Don't go.
That is not true.
Yeah, women have names like food in their phone. Yeah, fact.
You found your name under food? Then you the problem.
For me, yeah. I ain't ever found my name under the food. First of all, I always go to the phone.
Is to go grab some food, then you is food. Why you mad?
But my name ain't gonna be under the food, though. I can say that from the door.
Exactly. Here's the problem. If your name was under dick, you was not gonna have no problem. So what is the issue?
What do you mean?
The title that you look for?
Yeah, the title, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you don't have me in the food, it better be like eggplant or cucumber. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have me in the food.
Listen, he be coming in here so
have me under no Applebee's or Jimmy Choo.
You say you don't date. Listen,
yeah.
That's why you be looking angry. That's what you need to go date. That's why all his sentences start with, that's why y'all women. And then some bullshit we don't want to hear come behind it.
Yeah, what are you talking about? What are you talking about here? One man said, my name is Rent. Hold on. He a different type of level. I ain't messing with him.
Exactly.
Like, my name is Rent. Come over here, Mom. My name is Rent.
Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ.
No, funny.
That is hilarious.
No, silly. Look at Trini now. Word?
Right.
She got to shoot her shot. What happened to Solitude, Trini?
Right. What happened to I must be different?
Yeah.
soon as she said rent, she's like, "Hey, boo, I like your
Bring it
profile
up front
pic."
for front. Yeah. Yeah, but you see, that's the kind of company men gonna look for when they
Yo!
do that. You know,
Oh my God, I'm pressing unfollow right now. What did he just say?
yeah, yeah. Payment up front for front. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
what am I hearing? Yo, oh man,
Man.
what's wrong with these
Crazy,
people,
crazy,
man?
crazy. He said, "I'm different. I ain't looking for a relationship. Just my rent to be paid." Yeah, he talking about front. He
Listen,
ain't looking
he
for a relationship.
told you what his terms were.
Yeah, he let you know up front too. He ain't looking
They
for no
know amongst
relationship
each
either.
other.
He said front for front. So we clear. Yeah, it ain't gonna be company for too long.
Yeah, he sure ain't say nothing about your entertaining conversation. He just
Yeah.
said, "Oh shoot,
Oh man.
what's wrong with people?" Listen, I can appreciate direct
Right.
over indirect, so
Right.
I'm not even mad at it.
Nah, you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that, you know. And I think, you know what I think too? I think when it does come to a rebound, and especially, you know, because you're going to tell them, oh, I just got a relationship, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, y'all still start messing with each other and stuff like that. I think people, too, don't want to accept the rebound. Like, they don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept the rebound.
Yo, what is wrong with?
Next month, like a week away.
He said, "See you next month." Oh
No,
my gosh.
no, but people, they don't, like, you know, the person that is the rebound too don't want to accept the fact that, you know, they are possibly a rebound. They want to accept, like, yo, listen, I am not the person you was with before. You know, I'm not your last relationship. This is a new relationship. This could work.
I
You
think
know,
that's another problem. Most rebounds don't know that that's their role. It's just the person who's rebounding
right?
is giving them a position, because I honestly feel like unless there's an overlap, like Faya said, rebounds don't know they rebounds. Even if you say, "Oh yeah,
I just got a relationship."
blah blah blah, it's either one of two things. I think start hitting them. Great, you're in a vulnerable place. I always used to like you. Now I can shoot my shot, and you're more receptive to it. Or
Right.
two, damn, I caught this bitch in a vulnerable state. Let me see what I could get. And this ain't gonna be serious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's one or two mind frames once all those.
But you think about it, right? Who in their right minds in themselves are gonna want to be okay with saying, "Oh, I'm just a rebound. I'm just here to help them get over whatever it is."
Right.
Like, you know, especially if you like the person, it's gonna be
Exactly.
hard for you yourself to say, "Oh, yo, you know what? I'm cool. I'll just be the rebound." You know, until you're ready to really get in a serious relationship with somebody else, because that's gonna be the realization of the rebound. The realization of the rebound is you're gonna have to realize, like, yo,
yeah,
she's gonna, he or she is gonna move on.
They get it right, till they get it.
You know,
the right one.
with the right one.
You're not the right one.
You're not the right one.
Right.
You taking it. I'm gonna take this time from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the time that you're giving me, the attention that you're giving me, but it's not you at the end of this finish line.
And I think some people disillusion themselves with, okay, she might not be that into me now, but if she spend enough time around me,
she'll see.
We hanging up, then she'll see what a great guy I am. And I've been trying to convince her since 10th grade. But once you're in the zone, I think it's real hard to come out the zone.
So that we feel for you.
I think men have an easier time taking women out the friend zone, having sex with them, and then putting them back in the friend zone. And women have a harder time putting y'all back if y'all ever were in the friend zone.
Yeah, most of the times, women that were friends that start to deal with guys, when it's over, they're not friends anymore.
Right.
They can't find the friendship. Dudes more, like you said, dudes could more be like, all right, bet. I'll still be your friend. I'll still hit you up. But it takes a female, especially like the right after, it'll take them a little bit of time. They have to move on. And like even like some of my exes that we were cool and, you know, things went left or whatever. It took them to get in relationships. It took some of them to get married. It took a lot of them to really move on before they was able to come back and be like, oh, I could be your friend now. We could be cool again. We could be cordial again. We're not gonna cross that line again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's still the ideal in their mind of what you may have represented to them. Like, oh, I could have really saw myself with this person, and it didn't go that way. It's real hard, especially if you then move on or you're dating or whatever. I think it could be hard for people to watch when they still have the ideal. I think sometimes women's issue can be if you're the ideal or you're the person that in their mind it makes sense, it's hard until someone else makes more sense.
Right.
And it's like, oh, what was I tripping about? That nigga cool, and now we could be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Right.
I think sometimes that's what it is. Like in our mind, we, you know, depend on how serious the relationship is, we're already thinking marriage, sometimes kids, or whatever the case may be. So when that's pulled away, it's almost like, wait a minute, I had this vision. Now what? You know what I mean? So.
And I think, you know what you said? I think that's also a part where, like, you see, like, in that last situation, how people feel, oh, it's too soon to be bringing people around. It's too soon, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I think that as well. The realization that the dream that you had with this person no longer exists.
It's
no longer exists. It's nothing more than a dream. I think that realization, it makes you feel like, yo, if that person really felt this way about me, they wouldn't be ready to move.
They would never be able to, right. They
wouldn't not that soon. If we were together for 5 years and now we're broken up, there's no way 2 days from now he should be out with another chick. You see him up on his Instagram.
And it don't have nothing to do with you. That's what people need to get through their mind. Men, women, same way. How a person chooses to deal with the relationship going left has nothing to do with you as a person. You don't know what kind of distraction they may need to keep them from even being depressed. So if you see somebody you used to deal with, now he in a strip club every night, that is a cry for help. That is not, I'm living my best life. That is
or if you see him just regular, you know, speed dating, or you know what I'm saying, or you fuck around and catch him on Tinder, you guys swipe left on each other, right on each other. I don't know.
Here's the thing, you are on there as well.
As well, right.
And there's a certain level of unhealthiness of, I wonder what they're doing right now. Let me see if I can find out through his friends. Let me get a fake profile and go look and see all that. You just as toxic as the behavior that you are now complaining about.
Or paying for people meals, because that's what most of us, his stories, be having to go through when it comes to courting these women. Facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, they always looking for a free meal from us fellas, yo. I mean, not saying that they can't get the meals themselves, but who don't like free, right? I mean.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the issue.
Oh, dead ass? Yeah.
You know why? Because it's not even, listen, let's be honest.
Yeah.
God, you might complain about that, but I never call a guy and be like, you want to take me to dinner? I might do that with my husband now sometimes. I'll be like, hey, you want to take me to dinner? But he already signed on the dotted line. But I'm talking about some dating. Never am I calling you or hitting you up to take me out. So y'all may say we always looking for a free meal, but y'all motherfuckers sure do be offering it.
I mean, how else are we gonna get in the drawers? I'm just saying. How else? How else? Right? How else? So we gotta show some type of courting.
So then we're admitting it's a little bit of a dance. You want something, and she knows you want something. A part of the little ritual dance that we're doing is you offer, I accept, and then we see how that goes. That's right. Not a guarantee one way or the other, and I think men only get mad.
It should be a guarantee, though.
No, I think men get mad when that tab come, and at the end of the night, it's a thanks for dinner. Peace
Yeah,
out,
you know what?
friend.
I feel they get mad
That's
when
when
they feel
guys get
vindictive.
mad. When y'all offering, y'all do not offer like, listen, bitch, take this meal. And
Nah,
no, it's always nice. What you doing? Oh, you want to go grab something to eat? We can have a
right,
couple
cool.
of cocktails. So keep that same energy if I decide that I'm not sleeping with you because you bought me some fucking...
Yeah, all right, but if that's the case and you feel that's the case, then don't go crazy either. Order a regular meal because be like, yo, you know what?
No, you're not my daddy. Don't tell me.
No, hold on, wait. I'm trying to be a zaddy though. That's the whole point. Like,
that is that end of the menu. But
right.
You
But what I'm
can't,
trying to do
but
is
you
this.
can't tell a woman that the going rate is a lobster dinner. That's bullshit.
Nah, that's not the going rate. But I'm saying,
the going rate is 3 lobster dinners.
all right, cool. But don't, when you order your lobster, don't order the biggest lobster with all the extra shit.
Then don't take me someplace that you can't afford.
Oh, damn. Nah, yo. It has nothing to do with affording it.
They have the days where I take my kids to McDonald's. They got the days we have a little sit-down restaurant because I like to expose them to different things.
But it has nothing to do with affording it.
If today is 2 days before payday and my pocket looking struggly, we not doing the sit-down dinner.
Okay.
So why would I put myself in a situation?
It's not about the affording it though. It's about the intention. You know you're not gonna do this so hard. Hold on. You said if it takes 3 lobster dinners instead of 1. So lobster dinner 1 should be the regular lobster. It shouldn't be no lobster dinner 2 should be like, all right, let me get lobster and something else. Lobster dinner 3, because you know you're about to get crump. You go crazy a lot. We will more be like, all right, yeah, that's what we talk about. But when it's like, yo, from the door, I'm taking lobster dinner and 2 bottles of that. You know what I'm saying? And then the next one is like, yo, I'm taking 2 lobsters this time because my mom's got to get a lobster. You know what I'm saying?
You have the right to say no. Just understand that you have
we do have the right to say no.
You have the right to say no. And listen, if somebody who ain't Dutch used the term Dutch on me, then nigga, I could have took myself out. I got a car, I got keys.
All right, so cool though. We know you could have took yourself out, but you here with me, Dutch.
Yeah, but if that's your intention and we're not doing a dance, then fine. As a matter of fact, I'll treat your bum ass since you want to go.
Damn, yo, it's gotta be a bum and all, yo.
Because I think that is ridiculous.
Outside.
If we agree we're going out, that's different. I'm responsible for me. But if you invite me out, it's not Dutch. That's ridiculous.
So hold on. You saying that a dude couldn't invite you out on some Dutch?
Unless it's a clear understanding that there's no interest between the two of us, no.
So if he's interested, it can't be Dutch.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I said, I don't know, you want an explanation?
Yeah,
I
want an explanation behind that.
That's not how the dance goes.
What you mean? What you talking about how the dance goes? The dance go, I move left, you move left. I move right, you move right. That sounds like Dutch to me.
Because penis is not a hot commodity on the market.
What? Are you good penises? I don't know what you're talking about.
How would she know that? That's when women start to get stupid after. But this is the pre. So we don't know none of that. You can text all the text. Let's say you can text all the text. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I don't. Oh, I got this. Oh, really? I don't know. I'm just hearing what you're saying, right?
Right.
So if a part of the dance, and we're not gonna play stupid and ignorant, like we don't know how to dance go. Everybody got how many 2 steps before they, decide. It's not about getting the free meals. It's the spending time. That's why some women may sleep with you. You could take 5 women to the same restaurant, and every woman is not going to decide, 1, whether they're going to sleep with you or not, or 2, how many trips it's going to take to get there. Everybody, you could take 5 women, and 1 woman might sleep with you at the end of the night because she's so impressed by everything you're saying. The next one may be a little more standoffish and be like, I gotta be at least 3 days in before I even know if I'm feeling you. Let me see if
3
your
days.
mental is on the. You might be all the way at 5 and be like, listen, this chick is playing me. She don't really want no parts, and she coming out for a free meal. And you could decide what you're gonna do after that. Whatever, she may be finessing you, and you don't even know you're on the receiving end of the finesse. So that's part of the dance. We're not gonna act.
So
like
part of the dance is women got the upper hand.
When it comes to
Your interest.
pursuit, yes.
Yeah.
Because 9 out of 10 times we're not necessarily actively pursuing you. It's the other way around. And part of the pursuit is inviting her out for a meal, not to just feed her, but to entertain, have conversation, look appealing to her so that she wants to sleep with you.
Right. And in that same sense, though, right? In that same sense,
right.
Part of the entertainment that you're getting, don't you feel like some type of obligation to be like, yo, you know what? This entertainment is good. Let me go Dutch with it. I bet. You know what?
Never.
You pay for the food, I pay for the drink.
Listen, I have done things like that past a certain point.
Well, after it's a relationship, y'all don't care about paying anything.
I have never paid for a date before the 3rd date.
Damn, that's your rule?
I have to.
Bullshit.
It wasn't like a hardcore thing, but it's like if you take me out 3 times, I'm going to take you out the 4th time. And then it kind of flows. However, if I feel like I want to go someplace, hey, let's go someplace, my treat. Don't worry about it.
Damn, you got the 3-day balance before you start to break bread. You're like, yo, before I break
it just happened that way. It wasn't like a set in wood kind of set in wood.
I don't know. That number 3 is kind of that's a prominent number right there.
I mean, it just so happens that way, and then it became like a conscious thing because a lot of people don't make it to 3.
I'm saying, but why 3? Why wouldn't you know by the first date?
I'm a mama. I got kids. I can't be feeding no grown ass man that I don't have no interest in.
Damn. So what if on the first date you got mad interest in him still? The second date you can't go Dutch?
Listen, don't use that term with me. It's like I'm very offended by that term.
Yeah, I know.
Period. And I'm not a cheap date. I'm not gonna take you no place that's like less than what I would want you to take me to. So I'm not gonna do that. And then it becomes more of a flow and not so much, oh, every 3 times you take me out, I'm gonna take you out. But I have definitely known by date 2 that there won't be a date 3. So I'm not gonna take advantage of you and let you take me on another 3rd date just so I can eat. It's never that serious. But I'm also not coming out my pocket if you pursuing me. I ain't pursuing you.
Well, I mean, you interested though, regardless of
I'm determining if I'm interested. How would I know?
Yeah. So hold on.
How would I know I'm interested in you unless we spend time together?
Right.
It don't have to be dinner.
But isn't that a mutual thing?
It could be creative. I've had nice dates where it's like to the Statue of Liberty. It's different. I like things like that. So it doesn't have to be, oh, we're sitting down and we eating lobster. It's like, oh, that was different. You know what I'm saying? Even my husband, the first time we went out for drinks. We didn't even have like dinner. We went out for drinks. And then we took in a show. Right. And I was just like, this is different. I like this. It wasn't an expensive ass show. I'm coming out of my pocket, but I like that the thought process was different than let's just go someplace, have some drinks and eat some food. It's like, you know, by a certain time, you kind of did that a lot.
Fellas, I'm the king's of different dates, so y'all holler at me in the inbox if y'all want to know how to, you know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know how to finesse it, y'all. Holler at your boy your YouTube. YouTube will let you know how to get done. You know?
Hey, your homeboy is so disillusioned in these comments right now.
Nah, he's saying the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me go through some of these, you know what I'm saying?
What's not a hot commodity? You're fucking.
I mean, he said, nah, neither is vagina. More women than men, no kings. You know what I'm saying?
You can see it.
We know our work. You know what I'm saying? we know our work, kings. You know what I'm saying? Let's step up to the plate and show them. Word. You know? And I feel
The problem is that some women don't know theirs, so you might get over on some boo.
Oh, please. I feel that most women know from date one
That's not true.
if they feel like they could get with somebody on a different level, on a physical level or on a serious level. I feel they should know that by date.
Women know on day one if they're even open to the possibility of date two. But I think the follow-up is the determining factor for me personally. If we went on a date and it was cool, and then between then and us going
take it to the gym, word.
It's how you present yourself. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, first date to the gym. Yeah, so this way we can see that sweat, get all that makeup off, see if her eyebrows still on after all of that sweat. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, take her swimming so you can see how she look without makeup. Yeah.
See how she struggles swimming. All of that. I think those things, I think that's a cute date. Y'all go someplace nice. You know what I'm saying? Depend on the woman, you'll know whether or not she's gonna participate. She might just want to look cute in the bathing suit. That all that you have to take into consideration. You know you're an active guy, you like someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously, who can get wet, who can wet their hair, who don't care if they got the beat face or whatever, then that's the kind of activity you want to plan. But you don't want to get a diva who just spent how much money getting her face beat to go on a date with you and then tell her we going swimming. She's going to be like, yeah, you're going swimming. I'm going to be in this bathing suit over here. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and plus a lot, I don't want to say this, but a lot of women don't like to get their hair wet. You know, right. I'm just saying, a lot of women don't. You know?
Oh boy!
And if they got the sewing, they definitely don't want to get that wet.
Right, because all that natural going poof.
Yeah, they definitely want to get the sewing wet. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, get your boy, yeah, get douchebag up in here.
Douchebag Von Patriot? That's not who you need to be calling. Is that who
y'all trying to trigger me? Yeah, they trying to trigger you, Nev. Yeah, they trying to trigger you, bro.
What are you triggered about?
Nah, yo, he triggered like you triggered about Dutch. That's what he triggered about.
I don't know what he talking about. You
yeah, Nev, I understand, bro.
You need some healing. Listen, I know a couple of good women. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. And I'll let you know. Because you need some nurturing. You need some unconditional love in your life. Like, that's all.
I mean, you know, that's what everybody wants.
I don't know. Everybody's not ready for it when it's presented to them. So you got to be receptive. You got to be open to it. You got to be not cynical. So.
I don't need no goddamn healing. I ain't even talking about that shit. I'm not looking for you to pay for nothing. I don't even care about that. It's not even we ain't even talking about no money. But how much woman is realistically thinking of that?
Wait,
what's the trigger? First couple of days, we can do all this, you know, what you just said, right? How a date don't have to be fancy. You know, we could do some simple walk in the park type shit. How much women really thinking like that these days?
None of them.
No. How many women that you're trying to pursue? Don't go on Instagram and find a bad bitch.
Why not?
Like, oh, she doesn't want to walk across the park from me. Yeah.
I gotta compromise looks for that. So I gotta act. So come on, that's crazy. So let me ask you a question, right?
I didn't hear you.
I said, so I gotta compromise looks for that. So I can't go on Instagram to find a girl. I gotta go find some ugly girl to be happy.
You can and then be disappointed. That's all.
Okay. So
see, that's bullshit though.
Of course it is, but look, all
why?
I'm tell you,
that's bullshit to say, oh, because she looked like this or she carries herself a certain way.
I'm not saying that's the only contributing factor. But like you said, if you go after a woman and you know she got a sewing and this and that, and you take her swimming, you're not reading the room to know that's not the activity that she might be open to. You can absolutely ask her, you can absolutely get a feel for it, but if it walked like a duck and quack like a duck, it's probably a goddamn duck, and you can't be mad that it's not doing chicken shit.
So niggas want gooses out here. Yo. These ducks. Niggas need a goose.
You need a triple fat goose.
Ducking these.
Yo.
You start ducking these.
I did that real.
So then they can have a 15-date minimum now, right? But you want to take it slow, fucking though. But you want to start off at Ruth Crystal. You don't want to work the first date. You don't want to work. Mad women who want the first date to be some fancy shit. Mad women expect
first of all, who's offering the restaurant? You or her?
It doesn't matter.
It absolutely matters, because if you feel like I'm setting the stage at this nice restaurant, she's guaranteed to exchange for something else. You're setting yourself up for failure.
So you don't think that men offer to take women on dates, the women before they go on a date, throw suggestions in the air, what type of place, what type of caliber?
I think a man should come to a date with a plan. That's my opinion.
Hold on. When you say a plan, elaborate. Help us out, her story.
If you are coming to me, and guess what? There's a lot that get put to the side because you don't go into anything else in your life without some form of a plan, period. So pursuing a woman, a relationship, or the potential for a relationship should be no different. Not to say you have to have everything lined up, balloons, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking that. But it's like, what's wrong with doing a little research? What's wrong with stepping outside the box if you're serious about pursuing the person? The effort would be more impressive than the actual restaurant, and you could, GTD faster than you anticipated, which is get the draws if that's the end result. But if you're not putting in effort and you want to do, no shade to run-of-the-mill ass Red Lobster, don't be like, ooh, I took you to Red Lobster, how dare you order the lobster and not give up buns? Nigga, if you don't sit your fucking elementary ass down with your...
But damn, yo, shout out to Red Lobster because, yo, we still fuck with Red Lobster. We ain't trying to say nothing bad about Red Lobster, yo.
Tight. That nigga tight. I don't care about that. It's about spending money going in on a nice restaurant. My thing is, this is disillusional shit. Like, so what you think? I'm going to sit around, I'm going to take you out on 15, 25 fucking dates, like, and all this buying your mother lobster. That's why I say y'all tricking me, because I'm about to say some disrespect. I'm trying to be respectful for Instagram, but moms might have to send a little front too. I don't know. I got to bring mom's lobster. What the fuck y'all talking about, man? Man, listen.
Yeah, got about the kids that ain't there. Yo, let me get a gift back for the kids at home.
Y'all going extreme with the lobster.
Let's leave it to the normal.
But this is what they expect. Yeah, this is what they expect. This is the same expectation. The her story.
So wait.
The her story.
The problem is the women expecting it, or the problem is the women you're pursuing. Wow.
We know it seems like it's all of the women. I don't want to say all. I don't want to throw out all in the category. But you said it kind of yourself. Like, yo, nah, if you're pursuing me, you need to do these things. And
what is these things? What is these things?
Take her out, show her some type of interest, entertain her on dates.
That's something you should want to do if you have.
Okay, true. But when we talking about going Dutch, we're both enjoying it. So and plus, knowing that I'm pursuing you and you're allowing me to pursue you, you're still meeting me at a halfway point.
So
yo, I'm not even with that. I ain't even with that shit. I don't even care about paying, because I'm not asking when I'm going to work. I'm not asking.
No, it's not about the paying.
So what's the issue?
I'm not asking if I have your.
It's just the expectation.
I pay the whole bill.
Yeah. What's the issue then?
The issue is the expectation.
I want him to answer what his issue is, because y'all shit.
The expectation is. The problem is that the women who want to take it slow on the sex side, but then they want to fucking start off, like I said, on high class dates. If you want to work your way up, then work your way up on both sides.
So you're saying that your first impression should be mediocre, so that she don't set her expectations too high.
No, we're saying that if she ain't trying to give up the drugs on the first date, don't expect.
Why is a restaurant that's got a $5 bill mediocre? Why if it's not that, it's mediocre? Why? You just said you went on a date that was simple, your first date, and it was fine. So why does that equate to mediocre? Because these women are fucking superficial. That's why. Because why?
No,
why
but,
that?
but you can't.
Plenty of nice places you can go without
I'm
being a
talking
fancy steakhouse.
when I say Red Lobster, I feel like Red Lobster is one of those staples in our community. That it's like
shit. Red Lobster's
but
trash.
that's what. So when I say it's mediocre, why are you attacking me? But you can say it's shit. All I'm saying is,
bro, I'm talking about like
I'm
steakhouses
talking
and
about
expensive
the
shit.
effort.
That's like McDonald's.
I'm not talking about the meal quality. I'm talking about the effort put into the thought of the date. So when you say 5-star restaurant, I never said 5-star restaurant. That never came out of my mouth.
Red Lobster is a 5-star restaurant.
Exactly.
I'm saying it because that's the expectation of the lighting.
Oh wait, let me just pause this.
No, that's the expectation of a lot.
Yo, Skino made a good point. He said if you have no interest in a man, you shouldn't allow him to pay. And
how do I know I don't have no interest past the first date?
You just said that past the first date.
Women know in the first couple of minutes if they're giving
from the first date.
That is not. Listen, who told y'all? A man? Who told y'all that?
What?
A man?
Oh boy.
Listen, y'all are being so silly.
Yo, this is what it is. And
you can't tell me what it is on our end. Okay, that's what you cannot do.
No, I'm saying, according to what Skino is saying as well, you know, if you don't have an interest in the dude, you know, then going Dutch should be, you know, at first dates. That's why first date should be a Dutch thing. Because like you said, you don't even know if you really have interest in this dude. So if you don't know if you have interest in the dude, then why you're not going Dutch on the first date and be like, I bet, let me see if he take me out on the second date. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
Fuck?
What you mean with the fuck?
No, that's weird as hell.
That's
not a courtship.
I ain't gonna lie. I go hard with the Dutch shit.
I'm just saying for real though.
Listen,
I'm just saying for real on the first date. I don't really.
Okay. We both work at the same place. You single, I'm single.
Yeah.
We see each other. I may think you cute, whatever, because there are women who sleep with men who've never taken them on a single date. Listen, I could put money down right now, sir.
I believe that. I'm not gonna doubt that because I'm one of those guys. So
you've never slept with a woman.
No, that's what I said. I'm one of those guys, so I can't doubt that.
So if there's going to be that extreme, there's going to be the other extreme. I can't understand the wonder that y'all have at, I see a woman that I like, 9 out of 10 times, the men are the pursuer. You go up to her and you're like, hey girl, let's go Dutch at some nice restaurant.
Yo, she like, what the fuck is Dutch? What is that?
What the hell? Are you speaking about like the language? What the fuck are you talking about?
Smoking a Dutch?
That makes no sense. So the expectation when you approached her, whether she likes you or not, or like how you look or not, is there is an end goal. 9 out of 10 times the end goal is to sleep with her and y'all end up in relationships.
Well, I mean,
so if the end goal is to sleep with her and women are not super naive, we know that that is your end goal. But we also know that, okay, we spend a little time, we talking, we drinking. If I don't like you on the first date, I'm not going on the second date. But I think the first date is where guys try to bring their representative and they try to be so impressive and so knowledgeable. So I don't feel like you
not even
on the first date. That's why I said, hi baby. That's why I say it's what you do between the first date and the second date that will determine if there even is a second date. If we communicate and we're connecting on a better level, then yeah, we can have a second date in a week or two, however you want to do it, that's fine. But you can't tell me I'm supposed to know by the first date if I like you or not. I can't make that determination.
I mean, you know how interested you are.
I know if I find you physically attractive enough to want to sleep with you. That's different, but that doesn't mean that because you take me out on a date that I have to then sleep with you. Because
no, that's true.
My pursuit for you might be, I really like this guy. I want a relationship. If I sleep with him today or tomorrow, am.
Real talk though, when it's a rebound, dudes don't care about none of that. Dudes gonna pay for everything when it's a rebound because they're just trying to get over the last. And then like, yo, just come out. Just come out. Yo, just be around. I just need you around me. I don't really care. What you want? Root Chris? I bet. What you want? A steak? I bet. You know?
Me personally, all that going out to eat shit, I don't even consider that tricking and going out because that's what I do. I think tricking is if you don't go out your way. I mean, if you go out your way to do something. Like if you're
but you don't got it
all the time, and now you meet this girl and you fucking go to Root Chris.
If it's clear that the other person has no interest and you think if I keep doing this, then they will gain interest. I think that's tricking. I don't think if you're interested in someone and you fit the bill on a couple of dates before they start fitting the bill, that's tricking.
If you're not interested, then nothing's happening. So we ain't even making.
I just never understand why that first date couldn't be done. This is something from a long time I always wanted to understand.
You should initiate it if you're not fitting the bill. Like,
nah, it has nothing to do with initiation. We both know we interested in each other.
It does.
We both know we interested in each other, but we haven't hung out. We know we need to hang out to know where we're gonna go with this. If it's just gonna be physical, if we're really gonna try to get to know each other, what's our deal? We know that. But the only way for us to figure that out is our first in-person interaction.
But 9 out of 10 times, we want to get to know you more than I want to
mutual.
you at first.
It's mutual. That's a mutual.
It's not always mutual. That's the problem.
So you say, oh, we want you, and y'all not sure if y'all want us, so y'all just like, and in that same sense, even more. See, I'm glad you shook your head, yes. In that same sense, even more, if that's how you feel, why shouldn't Dutch be on the table if that's how you feel?
What would be the advantage of me taking a second date with you if I just paid for my own?
The second date, you might not have to pay. You don't know what goes on for the second date.
I don't know that till I get there, right?
Yeah, you won't.
I don't want that surprise, just like the first date.
I mean, you won't. But I'm saying the fact that there's a second date, that's probably the person now is going to try to show courtship instead of the first date.
If I show up to a date, or you pick me up for a date that you invited me to, and when the check comes, you're saying separate checks, there won't be a second date.
All right, cool.
Might dip on your ass. That might be a surprise.
All right, cool. That was a cool rebound. Pass that, yo.
That's true. And it might absolutely work like that because in my mind, I don't know I'm your rebound. You know that.
Right. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
To me, it's about courtship. A lot of men don't know how to court women. But court women is what?
Amen, amen.
Court women is what?
Amen.
You say amen.
Listen, we want to be wooed.
Define.
Woo.
Elaborate.
Define being wooed?
No, courtship. Define.
Women
Elaborate.
want to be wooed.
Wooed. What's that? Elaborate.
Pursue us. Make us feel just like, listen, when you go to work, you know at the end of your shift, at the end of your work week, there's the reward. Women want to feel like
a paycheck?
Reward. Listen, can I finish what I'm saying? We want to feel like the reward, so you put in the work. Period.
But is the reward the paycheck?
The reward is I put in the work, and the end result is I receive a paycheck so that I can spend it how I want to. You put in the work. And pursuing a woman, your end result.
No. That is not what happens when it comes to employment. You are hired to do a job, and you do your job, and they pay you for that job. Yeah. There ain't no reward. They picked you to do that. You are doing what they picked you to do.
But you don't go to work feeling like, oh, well, I don't have to work and I'm still going to get paid.
No, you go to work like I'm only here for the check.
You're taking it so literal, which is typical you.
Yeah. I just don't like that analogy. That analogy did not explain wooing to me at all.
What you just said?
I said, what is the reward of putting that same effort into the woman as opposed to the job? What is the reward?
I don't know.
Maybe you get the bun.
I don't know what it is about that particular woman that you're pursuing, but I'm saying women want to feel like we're the reward. I ran a race and I got a prize. Y'all be wanting to not run
only if you come in first, second, or third.
What?
You only get a prize if you come in first, second, or third in that
race. Yeah. So
any other places you didn't get
shit. You might be in a race and you don't even know. I got
see?
Me up.
So what if you come in first place?
Or no?
What if you come in first place and you get a little punk ass trophy?
Yeah.
So what if you come in first place and you get a little punk ass trophy? Then what?
Yeah, just a bullshit ass medal and shit.
Surprise! Just like that.
Shit, try
Just like that punk ass Dutch. Surprise! We're all surprised. But wait, the pursuing on your end is supposed to help you gauge whether or not this is a prize you're willing to work for.
Oh, so now we need a gauge meter.
Listen, if you take a woman on a first date
in this warehouse on the shelf, Talk. Let me see if I find a gauge meter.
Got it.
What happened?
Now go ahead. You said if you take a woman on a first,
if you take a woman on a first date, it's the same way she's feeling you out, you're feeling her out, right? You know whether or not this is the right race for you, and then you either continue in the race or you take yourself out the race and go sit down. Same way. You have a right in it as well. You can say, no, this is not for me. Same way.
I mean, what you're saying is true, right? Now, is that what happens? No, that is not what happens. We're not saying anything wrong.
I still have to bring it up. Just like that Dutch shit you brought up, that's not happening either, but you still bring it up.
Yeah. But you see, in the same sense, though, my why to why that doesn't happen, and your why is not going to be the same. I can justify the Dutch. You can't justify the why. I could justify the Dutch. I could justify why Dutch, especially on the first day.
You can justify it in your mind. It makes sense to you. It don't even make sense to your homeboy.
What are you talking about? Where?
He just admitted he don't mind if we pay.
Yeah, no, we don't mind it. I don't mind it. We don't mind it. But I'm trying to say, why is that not part of the normal? Why is the first date both of them Dutch?
Should it be normal? Should it be part of the normal?
It should be.
Why?
Because we're both learning each other. We both don't know where we're going past this first date.
But you approach
I'm
me.
taking out my time. You're taking out your time. Let's both just keep it Dutch and then see what we feel about each other.
I could see you just the same way you see me and never approach you to get to know you better. If you take that step to approach me to get to know me better, you have to assume the responsibility of certain things. You're the pursuer.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say there.
Listen, 9 times out of 10, the dudes are going to be the pursuer. Let's just get that straight. That's just what it is.
Do you know what that entails, though?
What?
Are you aware of what that entails?
It doesn't necessarily entail having to pay for all the shit.
It should absolutely, and it automatically set to you that in the very beginning, while you're determining whether you actually do like this person or not, that you're assuming that responsibility.
You know what? Maybe it's because of my experiences. Because I've met women that on the first day, even when I offered to pay, they wanted to pay for the shit on the first day. And
how did those end?
What do you mean? That first date ended popping. If you want me to talk about it,
what exactly? Because you know what? It worked for her the way y'all want it to work for y'all.
Right. That first date, I didn't have no problems with that first date. A few of them too. So I can't even just say like it was one time it happened or it was a rare time. I've been like it happened a few times for me when I was dating crazy.
It happened to me too.
Well, obviously it happened to you. It's expected to happen for you. That's what I'm talking about. It's expected for us, for the his stories, that's not an expectation. And like I said, these women, obviously, they were extraordinary and special and different from all of the rest. obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because their mind frame was on some old different type shit. Like,
what was their mind frame?
Nigga, I don't need you for shit, but you know what I'm saying? I'm
but
glad
for
you here with
something,
me.
they
What?
would have been paying for
It was
your
like niggas.
ass. Like, because guess what?
I mean, but they don't know. It's a first date.
I'm
First
sure
hanging
you
out.
brought a little extra oomph to the
And
bedroom.
I
Like,
offered
this
to
bitch
pay.
done paid for me. So you could have been easily been getting used same way.
I
You just
offered
don't
to
mind
pay.
being used.
I offered to pay, and they still was on some old, I got this. You know what I'm saying?
So
You
you
hold
think
on
you
the
the
next
first?
one.
Listen, you think you the first nigga they ever tried that one?
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna say I'm the first nigga, but I know I was that nigga.
Because guess what?
That shit sound like a pattern.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but still in all, right? That's a different pattern from the rest. However you want to put it, that's a different pattern from the rest. And maybe it was a pattern or maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm going to say it's me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not the norm. And it has happened to me a few times.
They knew that you were easily bought for your
I done had a mad
for my body? You trying to say?
Yeah.
You trying to say they bought it? They bought it? That's what you trying to say?
Yep.
Man, that can't be true because they stuck around.
Yeah.
They stuck around. So that can't be true. But
well, here's the thing. If women didn't sleep with men on the first date after being maybe taken to an expensive restaurant or being exposed to something maybe that they're not accustomed or is not the norm, men wouldn't have an expectation that women would sleep with them after they've done that. So if a woman has done that and say, you know what, I know that if I pick up this tab, he's going to come and do all this extra. There's an expectation when they say, no, you don't have to worry about it. I got it. There is an expectation. The difference is you're comfortable with the expectation, whereas some women may not.
Well, you know what? When you put it like that, you can say, okay, right? You can't say okay. But in the same sense, like I said, that is not the norm. So in that same sense, when you're saying she didn't have to do that and still could have got it. So that is the norm. A female, and it was crazy because I said this to somebody today, a female could just go outside and be seductive to almost any dude that they want, and they could get that dude right then and there. With anything, with not even knowing that person further than right then and there. That's easy for a female to do.
But I think naturally, people bring an extra oomph to the bedroom once they've been
courted
or treated well or treated better, or whatever the case may be. So as much as you say, oh, you could have got it anyway, I'm sure there's a different level of free food got it.
I mean, for some dudes, me, I like to keep my resume high, so I don't have bad performances. Even on the flip, you know what I'm saying? Even on the snap, just fell into it. There ain't gonna be no bad performances there. So maybe you're right, you know, and yeah, maybe they were paying for services or things like that, you know. But I feel, from my experience and from, you know, knowing the situations and how it went or whatever the case, I feel that this is just them trying to say that, look, I can hold it down too, my dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that relationship went. It didn't go where it was like, oh, it mattered who paid or who didn't pay. And I think that's more than, but they were showing those relationships where those females just paid off the rip. Whenever it came to anything we did, it didn't matter. You know, sometimes we both pulled the bread out. Sometimes I would pull the bread out. And that was just how it always flowed with all of the activities we did. And
I don't know that I've ever gone Dutch with a guy. It's either somebody. I heard this term a long time ago, and maybe I've just kept it in my mind. 9 out of 10 times, you know, if you go out with a group of homegirls or whatever, everybody pay their own, or depending on the situation, one might pick up the tab or whatever, when there's no, like, interest in whatever. But I heard a term a long time ago, and I think it always stuck with me. Broke motherfuckers split bills. And I think if you are dating someone, one of you pay the bill. I think Dutch is the worst thing in a relationship. That's just me. It's not the worst thing, but it's like when you're dating and pursuing, I feel like there need to be standards, whether you set it for yourself or not. But I think that's horrible. I think if you initiate something, you should assume the responsibility. That's how
I hear you. And I mean,
if we plan something together, that's different. If we're going out to a dinner and a movie, and you say I'm going to pay for the movie, and you're like, okay, I got dinner. That's different. That's after things have kind of been established. I don't think things start like that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you're wrong in your mindset, but I feel like the delivery gives off the wrong message, because the expectation on a woman's end is, if this is how we're starting, then how is it going to be moving forward? Is this something that I'm going to be comfortable accepting all the time? If we go on vacation, am I going to be paying for my own tickets? Are we going to do you pay for the flight, I pay for the hotel? Like, that's after things have been established. But to start it off like that, it would leave a bad taste in my mouth personally, because I just feel like if I invite you out, which never has happened, that I have initiated a date first. It's never happened.
bad example. She's a bad example. Her stories. Don't follow her. No.
How many women are the ones to initiate the first date? That does not really.
I mean, no, that's not true. Because
oh my God, he want to give me the 2 examples, and he's like, I'm not saying that it never happens. I'm saying that's not the norm. Let's just be honest.
I don't know. It's not the norm for some people.
No, it's not.
But I don't care if the girl at the job liked you and she went out.
I've had that shit a lot, but it's still not the norm.
It's not. If you went on 10 dates with 10 different chicks, one might be the one to be like, let me take you out. You know what I'm saying?
It depends if they know you're a busy dude. If you're a busy dude and they know you are busy, nah, yo, they be like, yo, especially if they trying to get that time and they know you busy, like, yo, what you doing Friday, yo, let's hang out. What you doing?
Yeah, but the assumption isn't always that they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, no, that's not the assumption.
But that's what I'm saying. Even when she words it like that, the assumption is not, oh, let's hang out, I'm going to pay for it. That's not the assumption.
Right. No, that's
even
not
when she initiates it. But I'm talking about.
And that's what I want to understand. Why? Why on the first date that can't be the initiative?
Because what if I never thought about going on a first date with you?
But you are now. You never thought about it, but you are now.
But it depends on your approach, because there are guys who have approached me and been like, let me take you out. And I said no, because I'm not interested. So if there's a hint of interest, or if I'm leaving the door open to even be interested somewhere in the future, it will be determined by how you move on that first date.
So I got it. All right. So here goes. Thank you. You guys finally answered the question why women won't want to go Dutch on the first date. You won't want to go Dutch on the first date because you agreed, because you're sort of interested in this person at some level. You want this person to cater to you. You want this person to show you how they can,
court you,
worship you. You know, how they can provide to some type of level for you. You want them to show you that, oh, listen, I can do these things when we're together. That's why on the first date, y'all want to set that tone.
I mean, it's not a bad place to start.
Well, y'all women are no joke, bro. Y'all women are no joke. Let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
How long do you feel before a rebound is okay after a long relationship?
It depends, because I heard y'all say earlier that you shouldn't be after a certain amount of time, you shouldn't be right back out in the field. But you don't know. You could be with somebody 5 years, but mentally you've been separating yourself from that person for the last year. So
okay, but true. Let's just say you wasn't. Let's just say you were all in until yesterday, the last day.
But you would have
to date you fast to get a
99% of the time, if you in a breakup, if you in a relationship with that length of time, you would have to be mentally unwinding from the person, unless it's something like you just caught them cheating right there on the spot. Unless it's something like that to give you an on-the-spot reaction, it would have to be something that was dying over time, just like a marriage, like any other long-distance relationship.
All right. Now, with saying that, right? So you're basically saying with your rebound, you're gonna go in with the intention of trying to have something serious and real.
Nah, me personally, no. Any major relationship that I've been in, which is only a few, it was always years in between the next one. There was always a gap. There was never no. I was never trying to jump back in. If I was going back in, it was just to have fun. I was never.
So then the rebound would just be for fun, right?
Yeah, I don't even consider it a rebound.
So granted, right? With the rebound, that's what I'm trying to ask you. So with the rebound just being for fun, why do you feel that because of a relationship being so long that you should have to take time before you go out and have fun again?
Because at the end of the day, you're still a human being. You still got needs. You still got wants. Like, you're not going to sit here and, you might have, whatever situation happens, cause you break up, you be emotional about it, but shit, you still got to move on. Time don't wait for nobody. Fuck that.
You be dropping them gems.
Well, right. And you know what?
Keep it pushing.
This is what I say about it. I say,
be one of them depressed niggas in the house with the blinds closed and no sunlight coming in and all this shit. And,
but you also don't want to be the you really depressed, but you faking it and you in the club every
I'm not.
day trying to mask it.
My in the club days every day are over with. Them days are gone. But nah, I'm not faking it. I'm not forcing it. I ain't about to sit here and be on the shelf expiring either. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I feel you. Well, I'm the dude that's like the next second. Let me hit up the black book. Let me go down the list and see. Let me go through the DMs. That would be me. It wouldn't even matter how long that lasts.
Yo, listen, man. If you sign to a team for 5 years, the second that contract expires, you're a free agent, correct?
I'm a free agent, man.
You speak to other teams at 12 o'clock at midnight, right? Correct?
I'm outside.
Goddamn
right.
So
you agree with me still then. So
when the Lakers saw LeBron, the nigga matches was at his door at 11 fucking o'clock. Before 12 o'clock, he was outside the nigga house. Wait.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gotta. So there it goes. You don't really have to wait.
You gotta wait
to go outside. I mean, yeah, some people do it because, like he said, we're human, and sometimes we need that time to reflect on ourselves.
And other times, just fuck that. Turn up.
You understand?
Listen. Don't let it be now.
If you ready to jump up at that win and grab that rebound, dog. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to hold it, dribble it half court before you pass it to your teammate.
Don't let it be.
Dribble that ball before you pass it to your teammate. Hold the rebound down until you're ready to, you know what I'm saying? Give the assist. And that's where we at with rebound.
Yeah, all that full of shit and I'm working on me, and that's that shit you get in the wintertime. When the nigga
that shit you get in the wintertime.
I'm getting myself together, I'm working on me. Or you break up right now when it's 90 degrees. We outside, nigga.
We outside.
We outside. I'm just sitting in the house moping around. Give me a Kleenex.
Yeah, and we paying for that first date so you don't feel Dutch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you think the only way to self-reflect on a relationship that went wrong is to be depressed and in the house and what?
I mean, that's how y'all went. That's how her story do it.
You can reflect while you entertaining new women at the same time. Look,
that sounds like a her story shit.
It's 24 hours in a day. That means I have time to talk to new women and I have time to reflect. It's 24 hours in a day.
Do you understand?
But I said that earlier. You can rebound and still do the work as long as you're not taking the rebound into relationship status.
Oh, no.
Where you dedicating time and all this other stuff.
I don't even like that term, rebound. I think it's a nasty word. I don't even like it. We keep that word to basketball. I don't even want to use that word.
You can't say use the term for basketball and you just compare yourself to fucking LeBron getting traded. First of all, niggas ain't LeBron.
I didn't compare
and y'all
myself to
talking
LeBron.
about
I said when a nigga wanted to sign him, he was outside the door waiting.
What if you was the nigga that was like sitting on the bench whole season? Everybody running down, knocking your door in 24 hours, talking about something. Why don't you join our team? You're right.
Yeah, but he's still gonna get signed by some team.
He's still gonna get signed.
It might be in fucking China. It might be in a year in fucking China and nobody don't see you for 2 years and think you dropped off the face of the earth. But you're right.
That money's still green. That money's still green.
You know what I'm saying? Or purple, or whatever color Chinese money is. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas making in America. Fuck that.
I'm just saying. I don't see nothing wrong with not trying to jump right into a relationship.
Oh, so you one of those close the blind? Don't let no light in. Oh, I don't want to see no
listen what a friend of mine told me, right? First of all, you don't even believe that. You have to laugh when you say that because no parts of your soul believes that about me.
God bless.
I can't breathe. I need oxygen.
Let me tell you, a friend of mine told me one time that she took a couple days off of work after a breakup. And I'm like, why? And I think people think that I'm cold. I'm not cold. I feel like I'm realistic. I feel like I'm realistic. And she was like, girl, it was so thin. I broke down in the shower. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, I have never.
I know you that friend. Fuck that nigga friend. Fuck that nigga.
I have never in my life felt so traumatized. I don't like these emojis in this chat.
Yeah,
I never felt that traumatized in a relationship breaking up that I felt the need to not go to work and be breaking down. I feel like I mourn the relationship, but for the most part, you know when a relationship coming to an end. So my mourning process is already like in preparation for the inevitable. It's not, oh my God, this came out of nowhere and now we're not together and all the warning signs were there, but I'm going to act like I don't see them because we won't be together forever. I've never had that feeling when a relationship is ending.
You know what it is? I think the people who go through those type of things are the people who put their foot in their mouth about their relationship.
Woo! Amen.
Yeah.
Listen, that is the best thing you said.
Yeah, no, seriously. Because
ever.
It's all good. I let her throw her shots. That's how her story be doing with me. It's all good. Now, but you know, when they do that, right, and then they realize that they're gonna have to tell their friends, they're gonna have to tell their family, all that shit that they said, oh, this person is this and that's this, and we're gonna be forever, and this and this.
Listen, you see that post I put up and you asked me about it?
Yeah.
That is one of those things where there are some people who are so accustomed to being embarrassed by their situation, by their relationship, by their significant other, that after a while, they're not embarrassed no more. It's the norm, and it don't bother them to repeat these things that I'm like, they say never, but I know what I can tolerate and not tolerate. So when I say never, it's not that it could never happen to me. It's just never something that I'm going to sit back and be okay with.
Right.
For X amount of time, or you know what I'm saying?
Right. See, and when it comes to the embarrassment, see me, I have a thing about embarrassment that I don't want to, like, you see, that's why I felt the way with that post, because it's not that you're numb to embarrassment. Me, I'm not numb to embarrassment. Embarrassment is a self-reflection type of thing. It's not what somebody else does, you know. You can look up the definition for it. It's a self-reflection type of thing.
It's how you feel, but I think it could have come up 100%
right. It's still self.
For how you are treated,
right.
Someone does
right.
something.
So I look at embarrassment like this. If something happens to me in front of people that know me, I'm not going to be embarrassed because they know me. If something happens to me in front of people I don't know, I don't give a fuck about them. So I can't be. So that's why embarrassment for me is I can't embrace embarrassment on no level. Anything I do, if I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna be embarrassed of, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that my mother said something a long time ago. Anything you have to hide, you're embarrassed about or you're ashamed of, right?
Right.
I think you could be private about things, but if you're hiding it, you know it's not something that will be looked pleasantly upon at or would be something good for the most part,
or accepted by people.
But I think sometimes people cause embarrassment, and there are people who, unlike yourself, who are going to feel, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I have put this out there to look away, or I have said this is what's going to happen, and look at now, I have
look at me now.
Eat shit, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where I think after a while, it's almost numbing for people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, they did it again. If it's someone who's cheating, you embarrassed the first time, you're hurt the first time, but no one's blaming you, right? No one's blaming you because you're the victim. It happened to you.
Right.
Third or fourth cheat down the road, that's no longer what the other person is doing. That's what you're kind of allowing.
Accepting.
So even though they are, you know, you are responsible for how you move or whatever, it's their action that's causing the embarrassment, but you're feeling embarrassed because you're not handling it the way.
Well, like I said, it's still your perception to accept it as embarrassment of somebody else's behavior. Like, somebody else's behavior can't embarrass me. Even my own children, because I'll whip their ass in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't feel embarrassed. Like, I'm just saying, thank God I never had to go through these things with my children.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that public shit.
You know, still in all.
I said, I don't like that public shit. Don't be around me acting stupid in public. I don't like that shit. I ain't talking about kids. I'm talking about adults. I don't like that shit.
Adult. Yeah, but still in all, like I said, my man's acting a fool is not going to embarrass me. It's up to him to feel embarrassed about his own actions. I'm not going to feel embarrassed because I'm with him. I'm still going to be there with him. I'm not going to be embarrassed.
Right. So you're saying that you wouldn't be embarrassed if your girl come outside and you with your boys and she yelling up, cursing at you, bringing up
because I'm going to yell back, bitch.
Yeah, but that's still, but that's still an embarrassing situation.
I ain't gonna be embarrassed. This is what's happening right now. This is what it is. This is my situation. I'm not gonna be embarrassed about it. That's what it is. I'm not gonna care who the people who know me. They're gonna be like, oh, this nigga about to wild out. Yeah, people who know me, they go, oh, this nigga wilding out. Yeah.
Well, listen, that's good for you, but if I'm outside or I'm talking to my homegirls or whatever, and my man come up and slap me or some shit like that, I'm gonna feel fucking embarrassed. I am.
You ain't gonna hook off?
I wouldn't, but that doesn't null and void the embarrassment. I don't think
I wouldn't be embarrassed. I had chicks yell at me and all that. I had all of that happen.
I don't do that public bullshit. I don't do that. That's whack. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't care two shit.
If it happened to me. But if it happened every Thursday, he come outside and he yelling at me and slap me up. Eventually, I'm not going to be embarrassed anymore because I'm constantly putting myself back in the situation to where after a while I'm numb to the embarrassment.
The fucked up part niggas that be outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, next time they be outside, like, oh, here this shit about to go.
Right. So, but you're kind of saying the thing. You're like, I've already had that happen to me. I'm no longer embarrassed. That's kind of the same thing where it's like, it's happened to me enough times that now I'm not embarrassed. And that to me is toxic.
But I mean, I can understand why you say that, but for me, first time, 100 times, it's still same effect for me. I'm not going to be embarrassed about shit. I'm not going to be embarrassed about shit that's around me because, like I said, if it's people who know me, then they know me. So I don't have anything to be embarrassed about because they're going to know my behavior, they know my reactions, they know me. If it's people who don't know me, I give two shits about what they think anyway. So I'm not going to be embarrassed by them either. So for me, that's what I'm trying to say. Embarrassment is truly something that you put on yourself. You bring it back. No, if you look up the definition of it.
You're saying it like you bring it on yourself. It's not you choosing
itself.
To feel embarrassed. It is a reaction to something. You don't
in yourself. In yourself.
If someone says something to you and it's bad news, you feeling sad about the news isn't, oh, I inflicted this sad
No, that's different.
It's my reaction to what was said to me.
Yeah, that's different.
If someone says something to me whether it's in front of people, whether it's true or not, or whatever, it would cause me embarrassment as a reaction, not as a self-reflecting.
Why are you going to do that to yourself? Why are you going to be embarrassed?
How is that if you're talking to me, if we're in a group setting and you say something to me and I'm like, damn, nigga, back up. Your mouth smells like shit right now. Sure. You have a right to feel embarrassed.
Nah, I don't feel embarrassed. I'm going to go like this. Oh, shit, it do smell like shit. Let me get some gum. You got gum?
You're always the exception to the fucking rule. I'm talking about normal human beings. Not talking about you. Exactly.
No, I'm just saying.
As a reaction to the embarrassment. Hence why when niggas trying to talk to a chick walking down the street and they think they saying something nice and she ignored them, it's an embarrassment.
I got one better for you.
The reaction is,
I got one better for you,
bitch.
I got one better for you. That's
not embarrassment. That's bitch, you rude. Fuck you, bitch.
That's why Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. An embarrassment.
That's embarrassment. That's not
Yo, listen. Look up the definition for embarrassment.
Yo, I'm talking about how people feel. I'm not talking about
this is what I'm trying to say. People are, that's something that you put on yourself to feel. You choose to feel embarrassed because you're caring about how other people think. You are choosing embarrassment. You're choosing that. You choose. Yes, you choose. You're choosing to feel embarrassed. You're choosing because of what somebody said. Because she said your breath smell like shit. You're choosing to feel like, oh, yeah, I'm embarrassed because in front of everybody she said my breath smell like shit. Oh, what she said.
No. So you're saying that if the person told you privately, you wouldn't feel embarrassed too?
Listen, if the person told me privately, that person's basically saying, yo, bro, son, do something about your stink-ass breath. If the person said it loud, that person is still saying, yo, bro, do something about your stink-ass breath.
Yes.
Like,
I feel
the same way.
You're equating it to it being a lot of people. And I feel like the same feeling you would feel in front of two people would be the same feeling you feel if they told you by yourself.
Right.
So it is something that you feel for yourself, but I don't think you're imposing the feeling. It's not like having low self-esteem where you're kind of imposing that on yourself. It's not feeling, a sense of value about yourself. I think it's just a natural reaction to something happening. So whether I told you your breath smell like shit in front of 10 people, or if I told you because it's just me and you talking, I feel like it's the same feeling you feel. You get what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to... Oh, no.
Now, listen. Okay. I understand what you're saying, right? And there's a bunch of emotions, and yes, we can choose to feel certain things, and yes, certain things are natural. Sadness, that's an emotion, but that's a natural thing based on something that you feel. Hold on. Happiness, that's another reaction. These are things that we choose to do. These are things that we choose. Embarrassment. You can choose. Yes, you can choose to be happy.
You can choose, but happiness can also be as part of a reaction to something.
Yeah, but it still can be your choice. You choose these things. Somebody could do everything in their power to try to make you happy, and you are not going to be happy if you don't choose.
See, you're using it as a sense of being, and I'm talking about a reaction. That's why I keep reiterating reaction.
I'm just trying to say.
If I come to you, if your wife calls you and she just delivered the baby and it's like, yes, it's a boy, your feeling of happiness is not, well, I'm choosing to be happy. If you wanted a boy and you got a boy, your reaction is going to be that of happiness, bliss, excitement. You are not choosing to say, oh, you know what, let me make a conscious decision to be happy with the news that I received.
You are choosing to be happy with the information that you heard. You are choosing. You can choose to hear that and be like, shit, I didn't want a boy. It's because it's what you want. You're choosing to be happy about it.
Okay.
And it's just with embarrassment, the difference with all those, see what I'm trying to get to with happiness and sadness, and the difference with embarrassment. Embarrassment is something that somebody else tries to inflict for you to feel. Somebody else does something that makes
Someone
you
else can
feel this way.
absolutely inflict
Right. So
embarrassment,
you're
but
choosing
you are not choosing to be
You
embarrassed.
are. You are choosing. You're choosing to let these things embarrass you. You are choosing to let these things affect
You
you in an
can't be in
embarrassing way.
control, but you're not 100% in control with how news affects you.
Yes, you are.
No, you cannot
Yes, you
control
are.
that.
You are. Yes. You can hear somebody die and not cry, and then you can hear somebody die and start bawling. You choosing how.
You're not choosing
Yes.
that. How it
Yes.
affects you.
Yes, you are choosing based on how you feel. You are choosing. You're choosing based on how you yourself feel. That's why when embarrassment comes. Embarrassment is something that you inflict on yourself.
It's not.
I'm telling you.
It's not.
I'm telling you.
I disagree, and I'm telling you no.
I know, but the definition says it. So whether you disagree
I think
or not,
what he's saying is right, but not realistic. What he's saying is right, but not realistic.
Exactly, like he wants it to be so
technically it's true
that this is going. Some people could trip and fall and not feel embarrassed, and some people could trip and fall and feel super embarrassed. But I don't think the person who is the person that fell is saying, I'm going to choose to be embarrassed by this, or I'm going to choose not to. You can play it off.
Skino hit it on the head.
Let me finish. You could choose not to react. That doesn't necessarily coincide with how you feel. You could get up real quick and play it off like it don't bother you, and it could have bothered you, but you're not choosing to let it bother you. It's a reaction to it. So okay. I'm not saying, he's trying to say, oh, it's an emotion. I'm not talking about emotion. I'm talking about reaction. That's why I keep saying reaction.
Hold on. That's what we was trying to, that's why, help me clear it up. Embarrassment is not an emotion.
So what? I just
said
it's an action.
It's an action. It's a reaction. And you choose to feel based on a reaction.
I disagree. You keep saying that, and I'm telling you I disagree. You keep saying that, and I disagree.
The definition of it, this is what it really is. I understand what you're saying, how you feel, but I'm just telling you what, if you break down what you really feel, and you look at it in the whole situation of any time you ever felt embarrassed about anything, you're going to realize it's something that you're inflicting on yourself. You're feeling ashamed about it.
I didn't say you don't, but you're saying
I'm saying you choose that.
If you feel that way, and I'm saying
yes.
You can and I can't. Let me rephrase that.
You choose not to.
You choose.
You choose not to.
Listen, okay, so now, let me ask you, have you ever been embarrassed by something that has happened to you that you didn't have control over?
What you mean didn't have control over? Like somebody screaming on you in public or some crazy shit?
Whether it's a bird shit on you or, I'm just saying things that you necessarily
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that shit happened to me. That shit happened to me a few months ago, but nobody saw that shit.
Right.
Bro, shit right on my phone. But no, it was in a spot where mad people was around, and it just happened so fast that I just, the shit really on my left hand, like real crazy, like 3 months ago.
The thing that's supposed to embarrass you, most of the times you don't have control over it. The thing that's supposed to embarrass you, most of the times you don't have control over it. You only have control of you looking at it as an embarrassment.
You can absolutely be embarrassed by shit. If you know you can't skateboard well and you try to fucking skateboard downstairs and you bust your ass, you control that. So whatever embarrassment.
Well, why would you embarrass if you bust your ass knowing that you can't skate? You see, this is what I'm trying to say. No matter how you put it.
No. So let's say you can skate and you still fall and bust your ass. You're not supposed
it's part of skating. You're not going to be embarrassed because it's part of skating. So you're going to be like, yo, you fall, you get back up. Like,
yes, you can fall and get back up and still feel embarrassed that
why?
You fell.
Because you fell? No, you're going to get up and try again. What? I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's just a human emotion. It's just a human emotion.
You just interrupted what I was saying. So next, I'm not saying that embarrassment is an emotion that you self-inflict, but nothing has ever happened in your life that has brought embarrassment that you didn't have control over?
Because I am worried about how
some shit that look crazy, yeah. I have no. I didn't have no control over it.
So
acting crazy outside. Right. Yeah.
But okay, so what did you say to yourself? Like, I'm gonna not be embarrassed by it, or was that like an instant reaction that you felt? And whatever you choose to do after is up to you. But were you conscious that you were choosing to be embarrassed, or did the embarrassment kind of happen and then you check it?
It kind of happened and you check it.
This is what I'm saying. So
it happens. Whatever happens, you still choose to be embarrassed by it.
That shit was like 4 in the morning, so for me, I was kind of lucky because there wasn't a lot of people outside. And that shit would have looked crazy if a lot of people was outside.
Right.
Look, listen to what he's saying, right? He's basically saying because how other people will look at it, he's gonna feel embarrassment. How other people, him himself, is choosing to feel that way. Now, if he don't give a fuck about what that person thinks or what that person thinks, he'll never feel embarrassed.
I must say too that I felt like that about things in the past, but I tend to lean more towards how TikTok feel now. Like these days, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, certain things will still you will feel away.
What exactly are you not giving a fuck about?
It all, because you have no control over the shit.
So you're saying that if, again, let's go back to the breath thing. If no one is around and we having a conversation and I say it in a way that's rude or I'm trying to be embarrassing or whatever, and I'm like, damn, nigga, your breath smell like shit.
I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Why you about shit now?
If you're not conscious of it and you are close or whatever the case may be, and I say that, how are you saying that, oh, well, I'm going to choose not to be embarrassed?
No, I'm going to say, oh, my bad.
How you handle it once that initial reaction is different than saying, oh, well, the emotion never hit me. The reaction never even penetrated enough for me to register.
Well, my bad, I was eating shit burgers. My bad.
I would take it more of an insult than an embarrassment.
Right, but an insult can be embarrassing, no?
Yeah, it can.
If you choose to look at it as an embarrassment, if you choose to accept it as embarrassment.
If someone intentionally is saying it as an insult, I think a natural reaction would be...
You're only embarrassed because you care what others think.
Are you interrupting me, though?
But if nobody's there, if it's, like she said, if it's just y'all two, then there's nobody else there.
Why would you can still be embarrassed because of something... You know what I'm saying? That someone said to you, or whether it's something you did yourself, that it's not someone else doing it to you.
Embarrassment is to choose to care about somebody else, how they view you.
I don't think you have to care about their opinion.
You do care. That's why you're embarrassed. That's why you feel ashamed. You feel some type of so deflated.
11:30 already. So
yeah, I know. I didn't even realize the time. We got to wrap this up. But let me close this up real quick. Embarrassment, right?
No, we talking about rebounds. That's
all right, I'm gonna close. I just want to close up the embarrassment real quick.
No.
All right, cool. I'll save that for another conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, Nev, you good?
I'm chilling, man.
All right, thanks, bro. Thanks for your input.
Yeah, next week,
Absolutely. Just embarrass him. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I ain't embarrassing unless he chooses to take it that way now. Now, but real talk on the rebounds and the rebound. Here we go. This is you choose how I feel about these rebounds. If you're in a long-term relationship and it's over, catch you a rebound as soon as you can if you want to. As long as you are ready to yourself. Don't let nobody else put a time limit on how long it should take you to want to feel like being out there and talking to other people and even putting yourself back out there to even try again. You know what I'm saying? Rebounds are good for getting your mind off of what you just left. Rebounds are good for helping you learn yourself even better so that you don't make the same mistakes you just made. You know what I'm saying? And if you are the rebound, sometimes I know it's hard to accept, but accept your role as a rebound, bro. And you know, that it might not go all the way you would want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Even when it looks like it should. And that's his story on the rebound. Go ahead.
All right. I feel like rebound, there's no time frame. It has more to do with your mindset, the status of your relationship, and how long you've been leaving it before it ended. If it's something that hit you, you might want to take a little bit more time. But I think for the most part, rebounds are about distraction. It's about having something to do in the meantime, in between time. And again, I do believe that if that's just where you at, be comfortable with it. Don't leave nobody on. Just in your pursuit of getting to that place of peace. Just remember, don't cause the harm that you're feeling onto someone else just because, you know what I mean? Because you can. But when it comes to rebound, be careful, be cautious, be light with it. If you start doing too much, you'll end up in another relationship.
And you end up catching another rebound.
And you don't need no parts of that. I don't think overlapping is rebounding.
No.
It's after there's a full stop at the end of a situation. Or while you're trying to figure out if the situation is, for sure, done. But I don't see nothing wrong with rebounding. And I don't think it has anything to do with time frame or whatever. But I do feel like people have to be very open, especially with their family, because if you are rebounding 2 days after and your family is still inviting the person over and they haven't completely, cut the cord on the relationship, you can find yourself in conflict for no reason. So being open about boundaries and stuff like that with your family can be helpful. But I say life is too short. And once you realize the situation is not for you, rebound away. Just don't hurt nobody on the way and go into the next thing with enough self-awareness that you're not continuously
in the same cycle.
Right. So that's where I'm at with it. Have fun.
And that's her story and _ his story. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for all the input. Thanks for all the laughs and all the loudness that we always get into.
Thanks for the calls.
Yes, thanks for the calls. Thanks for the text. We're gonna get it back on track and
stay within a reasonable time limit.
Yeah. But thank you all for coming through and enjoying these conversations with us. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. And for those who miss it, catch it on the YouTube for whatever you missed. Holla at your boy. Deuces.